Good morning, everyone. This is Chris, or Marie Chris Maglangit, your moderator for today. And thank you for joining our free webinar on Learn to Create Google Forms for Beginners. So, ang dami, parang halos lahat ng participants from DepEd. So, we welcome to each and everyone. Good morning. And kay special mention or shout out po to Mrs. Gador from CTU Cebu. So, housekeeping lang po. So, webinar rules. Kindly mute your mic and don't forget to turn off your camera to save your bandwidth. Do not share screen unless you're the speaker and organizer. Drop your questions in the chat box and we will be all questions will be accommodated in the end. And later on, sa question and answer, we'll only be able to tackle around 5 to 10 questions. But don't worry kasi lahat ng mga questions niyo, tinitake note namin at isi-send yung mga answers sa hindi nasagot online or during live webinar. I-include yun sa certificate along with the digital certificates. So there would be attendance as well. The link will be given in the middle portion of the webinar. So the speaker will just show you the link to the attendance. Then kindly listen to the webinar because there would be an assessment as well as a survey after this webinar, and that would be the basis for you to be able to get the certificates. Digital certificates will be given within 2 to 3 weeks. So medyo marami kasing participants ngayon, around 6,000 ang nag-respond to join this webinar. So medyo matagal-tagalan talaga. So kindly just have some patience for us to be able to send out the certificates within 2 to 3 weeks. And daily po yung mga webinars natin ngayon. For tomorrow, we also have upcoming webinars. So, shout out po, hello po to the participants from Lakmit Elementary School, Arayat West District sa SDO Pampanga. And sa mga taga Bulacan po, Actually, marami talagang nagjo-join ngayon, around 6,000 participants na since last night. And geographically, lahat may mga attendees. So from NCR, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and we also have some international participants from Thailand, Dubai, King KSA, Kuwait, then KSA. Ayun, so parang international yung coverage nito. Maganda kasi itong Google Forms kasi ang daming parang advantage nito. Kasi especially sa mga teachers, pwede na kayong gumawa ng mga quizzes, exams dito. Dito through Google Forms at saka mag-online na lang, especially ngayon na papunta na tayo sa new normal. So parang mas mabilis at advantage kasi pag gumawa ka ng Google Forms, pwede mo nang parang ilagay dun sa form yung mga tamang sagot. So once they answer it, the results will automatically be generated as well. So sa mga suki namin, I'm sure parang nasanay na sila pag gumamit ng Google Forms, 'di ba? Pagkatapos yung sumagot sa mga surveys namin at saka assessment, mag-show yung result, yung view score. So ganun lang siya kadali at saka advantage kasi hindi na kayo mag-check ng mga papers. So at saka parang papunta na tayo sa paperless environment. So mas advantage on your part as teachers. And of course, sa mga ano rin, sa mga nasa corporate world o I mean sa mga corporations or sa yung nagwo-work din sa government para more on papunta na sa paperless environment na rin. So shout out po sa mga participants natin sa Iligan, Cebu, hi to Miss Apple, from OLFU CME Valenzuela, Captain Santos Hermini Hildo. Hi, sir. And participants from Toledo, Tayaba City po. Hello po, Tarlac. So sa surveys or sa responses niyo, meron kasing mga schools, babasahin ko sana lahat ng mga schools noon, kaso medyo madami-dami kasi mga 6,000. So yes, marami talagang taga-DepEd, government employees, yung iba na medyo mga employees na affected din sa pandemic na to. So yes, etong Google Forms, advantage rin to pag mag-online ka kasi lahat ng mga documents nakasave dito, parang parang sort of like collaboration kasi ito na form yung sa Google Form, I mean sa Google G Suite mismo. So pag may knowledge ka nito, advantage, it would be an added advantage on your part as well if you will be working online. So marami itong paggagamitan, not just on the academe side, but also sa work, online work, or even sa government, pwede rin itong gamitin. Especially ngayon na kailangan na nating i-practice ng social distancing. Hello po sa mga participants from Caloocan, St. Francis de Assisi School of Multiple Intelligence, sa mga participants sa Digos City, La Trinidad, Benguet, Bataan, Quezon City. Good morning sa lahat, magandang buhay. Watching here from Digos City Library, Davao del Sur. Yes, meron din from Digos as well, National High School, Davao del Sur Province, Mindanao. Then, meron din watching from LSPU, Santa Cruz, Laguna. Hello din sa taga Northwest Samar State University, Calbayog City, Samar, Consolacion, Cebu, Mauban, Quezon, Quezon City, Pampanga, Cebu. So we still have 76. So yes, marami. Maaga pa naman.
Hello, Ate Chris, Miss Chris.
Yes, ako lang i-share also.
Kindly remind them na lang, Miss Chris, ha?
Ah,
Thank you.
thank you. At saka magre-remind lang din po ako not to click on the present now button sa lower right. Where to log for attendance. Yung attendance po ibibigay yung link during sa webinar na mismo. Hi, Sir Santos, from Our Lady of Fatima University, Valenzuela City. Hello po. And hello po, Sir Jockey from Laguna. Hi, Sir Momar. Kumusta? Thank you. Mga suki namin sila Sir Momar. Mga graduates din sila ng Digital Jobs Training. And hi, Ma'am Marian of Talisay, Cebu. And hello, everyone sa province of Biliran. And hello, ma'am, from Ronda, Cebu. Yes, Miss Adrian Nita. Then, hi, Miss Jerlyn from Rosario, Batangas, and from Bogo City. Hello po sa mga participants natin sa Southern Luzon State University, Quezon Province. Hello, Sir Jeffrey sa Makati, and sa mga participants natin sa Laguna State Polytechnic University. Si Miss Ruda, paki-ano na lang po yung sa mic nyo, baka or yung volume nyo. And hello po sa taga Lanao del Norte, sa taga Pangasinan State University, Ordaneta, Pangasinan. Angat, Bulacan. Wow, yay, waiting for lifting of ECQ here at Laguna. Stay safe po kayo. Welcome po, Ma'am Adrianita. And I'll take over the presentation ulit, ha. Hello po sa SDO Digo City. Yes, thank you for joining as well on our webinar. And hello po sa mga taga Nai Cavite. Good morning po. Good morning everyone sa taga Pampanga. Hello po sa taga Bicol. Yung attendance po later na po during the webinar na mismo. Mag-show lang ng link later yung speaker. So, pa-shoutout po sa mga teacher from Makati and sa taga-Eastern Visayas. Hello po, Sir Modesto from Aklan. Is it okay if we turn off our cameras? Yes, it would be an advantage to save your bandwidth. So please turn off your cameras and just click on, don't forget to click on the mute button, yes, mute button po. So, pag magtatanong para hindi ma-distract yung presenter or resource speaker natin mamaya, ilagay nyo lang sa chat kasi nag-check din yung mga sa taga-technical working group. Mag-check din kami sa mga chats. Iti-take note namin lahat. Although hindi ma-answer live, pero iti-take note namin at saka sasabay pag send along with the digital certificates. So, pa-shout out po sa mga faculty ng UEP Lawang. Regarding sa vacancy sa DICT, you can just check at CSE, sa civil service website. Usually maraming vacancies doon sa lahat ng mga agencies. Hello po sa mga participants from the province of Abra. And hello po from Los Baños, Laguna. Today po, Marvy Villamor po from Division of Occidental Mindoro. Hello po sa Tacloban City. Good morning po. And the Carmelite School. Hello po. So, pa-shout out po sa mga teachers and staff sa Benedicto College Incorporated. Hello. And babalik ko lang yung screen ko. Ay, sorry. Um,
2:30 ta? 2:30? Hello everyone, good morning. This is Joshua while waiting for our moderator. Let's just set a new house rule, no? Let's limit our holding capacity for our participants kasi may problem kasi in terms of maglalag kasi siya. So, let's limit na lang to 230. Anyways, naka-simultaneous live naman siya sa Facebook. So, for the others actually who are not organizers of this webinar, those who are not from DICT, please refrain from admitting. You can help in denying na lang. I think we have reached 224. If mag 230 po siya, no? If makikita nyo sa right-hand side nyo, if mag 230 po ang participants, please do not admit anymore. Okay? Again, please do not admit anymore pag 230 na po. I hope that is clear. If it is clear po, kindly chat yes na lang sa ating chat box if you understood the instruction. Okay, we are getting yes responses. Thank you very much for cooperating. Please understand that we are limited. Our hands are tied from controlling our platform. So thank you very much. I think we have reached 2:30 already. Yes. So please do not admit na lang po. Once again, please do not admit. Instructor po niya na, tas wifi ba? Kaya mag-troubleshoot.
Hello, sorry. nag na off yung phone ko kanina. I mean yung
Hello, Miss Chris.
Yes. Hi
Yes.
everyone. Sorry talaga
Hi.
na naglobat yung laptop ko kanina. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Like while you were away, I just instructed na we will be limiting the holding capacity of our participants because dito din naglalag din if masyadong mabigat ang web traffic.
Correct.
So let's limit na lang until whoever are here in this meet na lang. I think we have 238 to 39 hanggang dito na lang. Then the
Okay.
others can join Facebook. So reminder lang for the others, please do not admit na lang. Deny na lang. Sige, sige Miss Chris, kindly take it away.
Okay. Thank you. Please bear with me kasi marami pang nagtatry ng mag-add and hindi ako makaklik. Okay, so makita nga ang screen, ang webinar rules.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I see my
So,
face on the
oh
bottom.
yes, of course.
Good.
The ever guapo resource speaker. So good morning everyone again, and I really apologize for some disruptions, minimal disruptions, but I'm back. And sorry, hindi ako makaklik sa chat options kasi may. Okay. So for everyone, you can actually, for the rest who will not be able to log in through Google Meet, you don't have to worry. You are still able to join this webinar through Facebook. So please visit our page, facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. And as much as we'd like everyone to join through Google Meet, however, we have a maximum of 250. And unfortunately, there would be at times wherein medyo maglalag pati kaming mga ano hindi na makapasok or hindi na maka-present, so we will just we will just um we will just like admit around 247. Maximum po sa Google is 250. So and yes, 250 na po. So yung link sa yung link sa I mean sa Facebook, um, wait lang. So, pasensya na po, max out na po tayo sa Google Meet. We now have 252 participants. So, the rest, please visit the DICT FOOVC2 page. And you can also share this to your friends. I'm still viewing it here. Yung link. Okay, so I wait. Yes, sir. Sa mga, yes, meron na po yung link sa chat from Sir George Michael P. Cardal. Ito yung facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. So please share it to your friends na lang. And to those who registered, anyway, they also have this link for them to join. So the attendance log that will be sent or shown late, I mean the link to the attendance will be shown later, mga in between na sa webinar. Sa nagtatanong, okay lang po ba mag-transfer sa FB? Pwede naman po. Good morning, Ma'am Gemma. And yes, it would be best to turn off your camera to save your bandwidth. So mag-view lang ako din sa ano sa wait ha. I-resume ko muna yung presentation. Okay. So pwede rin pong mag-shoutout kayo or maglagay ng mga names or pag may i-hi kayo dun sa FB, or sa Facebook kasi mag-switch din ako from there. The difference between attending here and Google Meet and viewing in Facebook is that there will be live interaction in Google Meet, wherein you will be able to immediately ask. But don't worry, for your questions in through Facebook, we'll also be taking note of it as well. Hello po kay Ma'am Flavie Noberfia.
Yes, ma'am. Marie Chris, good morning.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning po sa lahat ng mga teachers, employees, sa mga affected ng COVID. I hope everyone is safe po. So most of our participants are from DepEd, all nationwide po. So from NCR, Luzon, then Visayas, Mindanao, lahat ng mga participants located sa different parts of the country. Meron din tayong mga participants from Thailand, Dubai, Kuwait. So yung attendance later na lang po. Ilalagay namin sa both sa yung attendance ibibigay lang yung link later. So hello po sa mga participants from from Riyadh, DepEd Bulacan, Cotec Chun National Trade School, Pagadian. Hello po, Raquel from Binyan, Laguna. And hi Sir Josh daw. Then, yung link, yes po, ano lang yung link later. Ibibigay lang. And hello, we also have representative from, a participant from India. Hello, hello po, Sir Pals Meta. And hello to the participants from Cagayan de Oro, NEUST Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija. Good morning po from La Consolacion College, Tanawan. Naghahang kasi kapag sabay-sabay nag-attendance. Don't worry po, kasi later naman yung attendance sa nagko-comment na maghahang kasi pag sabay-sabay ang attendance, ibibigay naman yung link sa ilalim. So you have time while the resource speaker is discussing as well.
Yeah,
So, hello.
can I butt in, Miss Chris?
Sure.
For the one asking about attendance, it will not. I guarantee you that it will not hang. That's a guarantee. We will be actually we'll be using a Google Form link naman. So kahit sabay-sabay, hindi siya maghahang. Yeah, so that's it. Back to you, Miss Chris.
Thank you. Yes, hindi yan ang advantage kasi pag Google Forms kasi medyo pwede siya yung mga magsabay-sabay.
Correct.
Kasi pwede siya sa quiz, pwede siyang gamitin pang quiz, pang surveys, ng G Suite or one of which is Google Forms. Dinidiscuss na ni Sir Joshua last time yung Google Drive. You can check at our website, the ICT-FOOVC2 sa replace nun. Or, 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 sa replace nun. Okay lang, may nagtatanong, ma'am, okay lang bang gagamitin ko CP ko kasi my computer is occupied for work? Yes, that would be okay lang po. Then, hello Sir Ferds from Olongapo. I-off ko na lang yung cam. Yes, please turn off your cam to save on bandwidth. And hello po sa Tagaliliw, Laguna. Hello everyone from Polomolok, South Cotabato. We also have Jubilee participants from Jubilee Christian Faith Academy, Imos City, Cavite. So we will start in 6 minutes.
Yeah, Miss Chris.
Yes,
Actually, we can start now. Because
start na tayo.
kasi may iba pang ate na ng
May
iba
ano pa si
nating
Sir Leo.
yes. We can start anyways. By 10 naman we can discuss the main meat of our discussion. So it's okay to start right now.
Okay.
At mukhang nawala ang iyong display. Ayun, bumalik na. Sige, go ahead, Miss Chris. You can
Nababalik
start.
na.
Yes, bumalik.
Sige, go. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Chris B. Maglangit from the ICT Sikihor, and I hope all of you are doing well. Thank you for joining this free webinar on learning to create Google Forms for beginners. So for the FAQs, do we get a certificate in attending this webinar? Yes, you will receive an e-certificate that is digitally signed. To receive the electronic certificate, you will have to respond to the post survey as well and to pass the post assessment, in which the link will be given at the end of the webinar. So the topics will be sent as well through a PDF format on your personal email along with the digital certificates. So we have a lot of participants who registered, and unfortunately we'll only be able to accommodate 250 in Google Meet. So for the rest who were not able to join through Google Meet, don't worry. You can still join through FB Live, and you will still be able to get certificates provided that you complete the webinar and answer the post survey as well as the post assessment. Okay, so before we begin the program proper, I'd like to discuss some few rules to make this webinar effective. First, turn off your video cameras to save your bandwidth at the start of the presentation. Disable your audio to avoid distracting other participants when we start the program. Refrain from clicking on the Present Now button. Stay near and complete the session to answer the post survey. Only those who respond to the survey will be given an electronic certificate. Drop your concerns and suggestions in the chat box. We discourage posting of personal information in the chat box as this event is live and is being recorded. And have fun while learning. And most of all, don't forget to add and like our Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. So a pleasant morning to everyone, and thank you for joining the DICT VC2 free webinar on Learn to Create Google Forms for Beginners. The current COVID-19 pandemic is forcing us a new normal where we still need to practice social distancing and make other behavioral changes. We in the government need to understand this new normal for different sectors. Thus, the emergence of webinars from different sectors and applying online product. Huh? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Miss Chris. Yes, Miss Chris. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Okay, so sorry. There was an autoplay on my FB here. So, okay, so for today's webinar, we will be tackling the G Suite, which is, Google Forms, which is under G Suite. So this Google Forms can be used in creating online surveys, quizzes, or collating data. This is very convenient because first, it's good for the environment because it can save a lot of paper. So papunta na tayo sa paperless environment. And it can also save in terms of logistics and time kasi hindi na kayo pupunta one by one sa mga respondents. The Google Forms will automatically generate results as well to the quizzes and surveys, and the data can be also imported to Microsoft Excel. Personally, Google Forms helped me when I did my thesis for my masteral last year. At that time, I was always traveling, and my respondents were online freelancers in the province, in which they're only awake at night. So the old school way of collating the data was not applicable. Nakakatulong siya ng sobra kasi konti lang talaga ang ginagamitan ng ibang software na SPSS kasi yung basic details generate na ni Google Forms. So this morning, the ICTVC2 under the programs of Tech for Ed and Digital PH presents this free webinar. And our resource speaker underwent a training on G Suite and is more than happy to share his knowledge and expertise on the beginner's guide in creating Google Forms. So yung mga demographics location, marami na tayong mga participants from NCR. We have also from Luzon. Then Visayas, we also have Visayas, Mindanao, and International. Meron tayo from Thailand, HN81B Sanyas Ajram Road, Fatehabad, Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Algeria. We also have participants from Doha, Qatar. So for the participants, we have more participants who are female, and yeah, around 74 are female and 25% are male. So ang age natin sa demographics, I mean sa mga participants, nag-range from 11 to 73. So 11 is the youngest. Meron ding mga participants at 13 years old, 20. So actually advantage din sa kanila to. And it's a good idea na nagjo-join yung mga teens, mga teenagers kasi nakakatulong to. So for the participants, most of the participants are teachers, then employed. We also have underemployed, those affected with COVID. We also have overseas Filipino workers. So lahat siya merong nag-join. So to start with, we will let's pause for a while and let's welcome for the opening prayer Sir George Michael Picardal, IIDB PDO of Tacloban City.
Hello, Ms. Grace.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, let us start this webinar with a prayer. Lord, our most loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for this another day, Lord God, for our lives, opportunity, Lord God, to enjoy. And we thank you, Lord God, for the blessings for each and every day, for protecting us, Lord, especially this time of pandemic, Lord God. Thank you, Lord God, that you always with us, you protect us, you guide us, Lord. And we pray, Lord, for this webinar, that, for the new learnings. We pray for the speaker, Lord God. I-bless mo po ang buhay niya, Lord. Thank you for sharing his knowledge, his expertise on this topic, Lord, sa Google Forms. Thank you, Lord God, for all the participants, Lord God, that we will learn, Lord God, about this, and we will use it, Lord God. Salamat, Lord. All the praises and glory belongs to you alone. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so much for that prayer. And next, for the welcome address, he is our ever energetic director, the OIC Regional Director in the Department of Information and Communications Technology under the Visayas Cluster 2, which covers both Region 7 and 8. Let's welcome Director Leo Cipriano L. Orbistondo Jr.
Thank you, Chris. Good day, everyone. I hope you are all safe and I wish you well. As we face this global pandemic that has affected our normal lives, we are on the new normal, and our usual life may not be the same as it has been before. And it may take for a while for us to return to the new normal. And but this does not mean that we will stop learning. Actually, this pandemic brought us many webinars and brought us many learning, since there are a lot of webinars conducted by many groups outside the ICT. But the ICT BC2 is proud to give you another webinar. It's an offering for us to use effectively the Google form that will help you gain additional knowledge and learn new things outside of the four walls of the classroom. Everyone is welcome here, maybe a student, an OFW, an employee affected by the current situation, and from all walks of life. Wherever you are, or wherever you may be, and whatever is the reason that you brought you here to listen and learn, you are very much welcome. I wish you all, I wish that at the end of today's discussion, you will impart knowledge and contribute to the society and your community, especially that we are in the digitally disrupted world. And the recent SEA Games says we win as one. And fighting COVID-19 tells us to heal as one. Here in our webinar, let us learn as one. Thank you very much for participating today. And in behalf of the ICT and the ICT Besides Cluster 2, I welcome you all to this webinar. Once again, good morning, good luck, and stay safe and stay home.
Thank you so much for that wonderful message, Director Leo. And now let me introduce our speaker. Sorry, medyo. Okay, so he is a BS Information Technology at St. Paul University in Dumaguete, 2012, one of the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines in Central Visayas in the same year, and one of the top 30 outstanding students of the Philippines with awarding held in Malacanang Palace. He is also a candidate of Master of Development Communications with units in Information Systems at University of the Philippines, Open University. He is former university IT instructor and former technical support engineer in the technology company or the BPO. He is currently the project development officer of VC2 under the IIDB project. Let's welcome our speaker, Joshua Elizar Domen.
Hello, good morning once again, everyone. Allow me to share my slides for a while.
Grade 94, 86, 91, 89,
Ayan na,
88, 94, 94, 89. Components 91, 89, 87, 89. Average 91.
Can you see my screen? I think nag-error. For a while. Do you see my screen na ba?
Hindi pa po, sir.
78, 80. Components 80, 79, 80, 79.
Pwede pong pa-mute sa iba po. Thank you.
At ayan po, nag-error ang aking hindi ako maka-present for a while. At nakikita na po ang presentation ko, correct? Sorry po sa delay, may kaunting technical glitch ulit. But once again, good morning everyone, and I believe that we also have participants from overseas. Once again, correct, no? I think we have one from India. Namaste. And we also have some OFWs abroad who are also participating right now. Welcome once again. If you might not know it, this is actually my third webinar. This is the third installment of my Learn To series. And meron ba tayong, my first webinar was about HTML coding or programming. And my second was in learning how to use Google Drive. Meron ba tayong participants who were able to survive the last two and who are here right now? Yes? Okay, we have some answers. Merong iba HTML lang, merong iba na naka-survive first, second, and this is the third one. So whether you like it or you like it, ako na naman uli ang nasa inyong harapan, and thank you very much for at least participating and being with me again right now. And actually, this third installment happened, and this was made possible because you actually asked for it during the last time sa Google Drive natin na webinar, no? People have been actually clamoring about continuing this discussion on Google Forms, and I think it is of course relevant, especially this time, no? Na our education might be or is actually affected because of COVID-19, of course, because there is no vaccine yet, and how will we be able to sustain our education when we are not allowed to go out? And there is actually a plan for us to do some kind of blended learning. Although I think for the past 2 days, our president has made mention na he wouldn't allow, no? I think he wouldn't allow classes, or there are some kind of certain restrictions. And I think for me, personally, a blended kind of learning is very much practical this time. And when we talk about practical blended learning, Google Forms actually will really help us. And I understand that most of our participants today are teachers. So sa ating mga guro, welcome. And I think this will really help you a lot in the blended learning, in the online kind of learning that we might be pursuing one of these days. But this also doesn't mean that this webinar is just limited to our ayan na po, paki-mute na lang po, this is not just limited to our teachers, because even organizations, or if you are a business owner, and actually almost everyone can actually make use of these forms. It just depends on how you are going to use it. So later on, I will tell you some of its uses, but I am glad that we have a positive number of participants who responded in our registration form. Actually, before cutoff, there was around 6,050 plus na nag-register, and that is actually a record breaking figures for us here in the ICT Visit. So thank you very much once again for participating. Now, actually, I prepared slides for today na just really very few slides, because I just would want to tell you some introduction or just a briefer about Google Forms. But most of the time, for the rest of the time of this webinar, we will actually do practical hands-on. So around a few slides lang for the introduction about Google Forms. Then we will hit what we actually want to achieve in our objectives for today, for you to learn about Google Forms. Now, just like the past webinars that we had, diba, every time I start our webinar, I would actually check on you, and I would assess you on how you know, or I would actually ask why you are joining this webinar, correct? Now, at this point, I want to actually know the level of understanding that you have in Google Forms. Although I understand that our webinar is actually for beginners, but I know that some of you actually have an idea or a background of how Google Forms work, but perhaps you are here to know the tips and techniques. So once again, please go to menti.com. Do you see my slide right now? Can you see this? For a while. I want you to go to menti.com. That's menti.com. I-share ko lang po saglit lang. Saglit lamang po at ina-access ko para makita nyo ang display. And kita nyo na po ngayon, no? Present now, Chrome tab. At ayan po, sinasabotahe na naman tayo ngayon dahil may nagkakaroon ng technical glitch. But sige na lang po, I'll try to access again, but I actually want to, for those who are members of Google Meet, participants natin, I wanted to know how well do you know Google Forms po, tama. How well do you know Google Forms po? Can you, if you were asked to, ayan na po, I think okay na. Sige po, ayan po. Please go to menti.com, that's menti.com, and you will be asked for a code. Please key in 723078. And please answer the question. If someone asks you to create a Google Forms survey quiz or just form right now, how well can you do so? So you can choose, is it I can start but I cannot finish, I can create but I need guidance, I can finish with confidence, or I can barely start one. So we actually have a real-time meter reading right now. At saan ba? Left or right? Dito, tama. So ayan, we have a live meter reading right now. Do not worry because you will be anonymous. Your answers are anonymous. And so we wanted to know how well do you know Google Forms. So if sabi ni boss, o ikaw gumawa ka ng Google Forms survey natin, how fair can you do so? So we already have 95, 96 responses already. How about the others? I think jam-packed ulit tayo ngayon sa ating Google Meet. So we have 250 participants. What are your answers? Please go to menti.com, use the code 723078. At pumapasok na po ng pumapasok ang ating answers. Okay, I will give you another 1 minute for those who are still accessing. I hope hindi naman kayo nahihirapan sa pag-access, no? You know how to multitask, perhaps. Just open a new tab sa inyong browser, or perhaps ang smartphone nyo is yan ang pang-watch nyo ng ating webinar ngayon. Tapos meron kayong katabing laptop. That is actually very practical because we'll do some hands-on exercises for our Google Forms. Then that will come handy na you have 2 devices right now. But for the others who are limited with 1 and perhaps walang laptop right now, it's okay naman, do not worry. I think makakasunod din naman kayo if you just have to follow me and just take note of the things. So meron na po tayong 157 answers. 158. Okay, so ayan na, sige. So most of you answered, or actually continuing to answer, but most of you has answered, I can create, but I need guidance. Actually, more than half of you, 55%, who are watching and who have answered the survey right now, 56% of you, 55% of you can actually create a Google form, but you need guidance. We also have placing second is around 22 to 23%. I can finish with confidence. Wow. So, ano na pala? Okay na pala. So, why are you still here in this webinar if for beginners too? No, just kidding. But actually, you could actually get, I know it is good to learn and relearn, no? You might already be in the advanced stage already. You might have advantage already, or medium na ang inyong learning, or ang inyong level of learning about Google Forms. Ayan, bumaba na. Kakasabi ko lang kasi na ba't kayo nandito? Bumaba tuloy. But it's okay to relearn po. It is okay to relearn. Perhaps mayroong mga tips and techniques na hindi nyo pa alam and you are joining right now. So, welcome. Now, we also have, ayan, 21%. I can barely start one. So, kahit anong gawin, kahit pagpunta sa Google Forms na kung anong link na pupunta sa Google Forms, I could not do so. And we also have 4% na I can start, but I cannot finish. Okay, so at least marunong magsimula, but hindi na kailangan na ng guidance, or hindi na alam kung saan papunta after starting. Okay, so everyone actually here, thank you for answering. We have 533 answers actually, or respondents for this Mentimeter survey. And whatever your answer is, whatever your stand is, whatever level of knowledge you have now about Google Forms, you are very much welcome. And so for the benefit and for the sake of the others who could actually barely start one, please do not fret, please do not be dismayed, because you are very much welcome here. This webinar is actually for you. For those who really don't have any idea about Google Forms, this one is actually for beginners level. So, wag pong madismaya. You're very much welcome here, and we will walk you through, or I will walk you through with my colleagues here in the ICT on how you could actually create your own form through Google Forms. So Google Forms is very much timely, most especially in this pandemic situation that we are experiencing right now. And even if there is no pandemic, Google Forms really could actually save us a lot of work. And maybe later I can tell you my personal experience on how I have maximized using Google Forms in my own personal level, in my own life, on how I actually made use of Google Forms. So thank you very much for answering our 680 respondents. So at least I have now assessed on how I will be doing our webinar for this morning. Okay? And I'm gonna shift my presentation to Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Because I could not access, once again, saglit lang po ha, kasi hindi ko po makita ang aking Google Meet. Ayan na po, sa sobrang jam-pack po natin for today, kahit ako po ay hindi na merong kaunting issue sa aking Google Meet. Miss Chris, ayan, for a while. Hindi din ako nakikita, no? Hello, Miss Chris, can you hear me now? Miss Chris, paano naman? Pa-take over muna sandali kasi mayroong ulit technical glitch. If you can hear me.
As with the delay, we're trying to fix some issues in relation to.
Sorry, Sergio. My naghang din yung sa akin. But yes, I'm using Sir Carrie's, Engineer Carrie login right now. So, pasensya na po sa medyo technical. Actually, nag-aano kami, nag-testing. It's just so happen na paminsan-minsan, pag 250 yung participants, medyo naglalag. We will not be allowing entries na sa dito sa Google Meet. So marami na po bang nakagawa ng Google Forms? When will you start telling about Google Forms? Okay, that's sir. Okay, so yeah, so maraming mga mga first timers. So I think 55% according to the yung survey kanina sa Mentimeter, parang 50+% ang parang beginners pa sa Google Forms. So these Google Forms will actually be, ayan na, okay na. Okay na, Sir Jo?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay,
Do
back
you
to you.
see my presentation now?
Nag-load pa.
Also, it's also loading on my part.
Mm-mm.
Miss Chris, please take over ulit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Maririnig mo ba ako?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay.
There's just problem with me accessing my file right now to present to you, but I can actually hear you. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so I think marami din tayong mga participants. Meron din yung sa nag-register from the Supreme Court, from DepEd, from yun sa DepEd, tapos hello sa from India, participants from India, Abu Dhabi, Thailand. So maraming mga participants tayo. Okay, wait lang ha. Hello? Okay, pasensya na po. So, good morning po from Palawan. And kindly tell. Ma'am, if somebody is attending this meeting on there. With that, there would be a link that will be shown later. So they'll just be having all you have to do is to fill it up from there for the attendance. That would be probably in the middle after 30 to 40 minutes. Good morning, viewing from Antipolo. Hello po. At this time, there's like some technical glitch at this time, but we're trying to work on it po. Okay, yes. You can also switch to FB Live, and at this time, for those participants trying to log in through Google Meet, we really apologize. We are unable to add additional participants through Google Meet because it has already been maxed out. I mean, the list has already been maxed out. So medyo magahang po si Google pag magma-max out na talaga siya. Mag-super max out.
Kita niyo na ba or blank pa rin? Okay. Blank pa rin ano?
Blank pa gyapon, sir. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Kita na siguro, no?
Wala ko yung nakita, sir. Ang mga participants, medyo
Nalalag.
lag ako ah.
Ayan, naglalag na din sa akin. Nawala ulit. Can I ask Sir Cari Flores? I think I shared to you the PDF file. Can you open na lang on your
Si Sir Kari.
yes, Sir Cari and Miss Chris, I shared to both of you para kayo na lang mag-open.
Naghang. Wait lang ha. Na-out si Sir Kari. I'm also trying to
Okay,
view
how
it.
about
Was
si
it
ano?
in free Gmail?
Oo,
Naglalag yung phone. I
Gmail.
mean, yung account ko.
How about ano? Iris, are you there? Can you
Did you send it through mail?
yes, over mail para ikaw na lang mag-present.
Okay, no problem. Kindly give me a minute.
Sige, while we are waiting, so while we are waiting na lang, no, for the others, please go, if you could do hands-on right now, please go to forms.google.com. Type it in your browser, forms.google.com. And you could actually see the interface for Google Forms. Once again, forms.google.com. Ayun na, mukhang bumalik na ako. Oo, parang sinasabotahe tayo no, ng ating... Okay, I think meron na. Let's hope and pray na hindi na lang siya masira ulit. Okay? Sige po. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello?
Hello po.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can someone answer?
Yes, sir.
Sige po, let's do a turn around po. Please,
Sir.
for all those who are joining Google Meet right now, please transfer to Facebook Live. Please log out from Google Meet. We will actually close this room also, so because we'll be doing another.
Log out po namin, sir.
Yes po. Yes po, lahat po. Wala pong
Makakapasok pa rin kami, sir, if ever dito sa Google Meet. If ever.
hindi na.
Ay, sa ano na po
Please
tayo?
leave. Please leave the meeting po and punta po tayo sa Facebook natin na page. That's www.facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. Do not worry po about the certificates because all of you will receive for as long as
Josh, are you seeing it or no?
Hindi nakapost po ba sa FB yun? Ay sa email, yung FB.
yes po, yun po yun. www.facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2.
Okay po, salamat.
Please leave po. We still have 218 participants, 220. Once again, please leave po this Google Meet. Hello, my friend Aris. Yes, I can control now. Pa-stop na lang ha. Kita nyo na po ang screen ko, correct? Ay, salamat! Ilang minuto din yung nasayang, but sige na lang, bilisan ko na lang. Or ano ba, okay lang ba na mag-extend tayo ng kahit kaunting minutes na lang? Anyways, learning shouldn't be confined within 2 hours, or learning shouldn't be confined with a given limited time. So, sa mga sumasagot po, bakit hindi pa po kayo lumilipat ng Facebook Live? Lipat ka po kayo. Actually, in-expect po namin tong web traffic ngayon dahil sa 6,000 participants. But okay, this is a lesson learned for us. Facebook Live po tayo. Sige po, kung ayaw yung mag-leave ng room na to, ikikik po namin kayo. By force. No, just kidding. For Facebook Live po, regardless po if nasa Facebook Live kayo, mabibigyan din kayo ng certificate for those who are after the certificates. Okay po. Sige po, we are live on Facebook, correct? My team members, we are live on Facebook. Now, here's the thing. In order for you to receive a digital certificate, number 1, you have to sign up an attendance form, and this will be given within the webinar. Ang pwede ko po itong ibigay anytime, maybe in the middle, maybe nearing the end, anytime in the webinar, because ang nangyayari po kasi is for the past webinars that we had, ang mga participants sa last part na lang sila nanonood kasi nandun ang quiz. So, maya, gawin ko muna to or punta muna ako somewhere else. May tatrabahuin muna ako, but they just joined sa last part kasi nandun ang quiz part. So, I will give you a link to sign up in the attendance form, and it will close after 7 minutes. Actually, 5 minutes lang, but we have like 2 minutes delay sa Facebook. So, that is... you have to sign up the attendance form within the 7 minutes after I give to you the link. Second one is you have to answer an evaluation and pass the quiz, another Google form link po ito. Out of the 100 points, you have to score 70 points or 70% of the total points, okay? And this will be given after the webinar. Ayan, may mga pumapasok na tanong. Asa na sir ang link ng attendance form? Para po itong naging teacher din po ako dati at ang mga students ko, kakabigay ko lang ng instruction na get 1/4 sheet of paper. Tanong kagad, 1/4 sir? So once again, ang Google Form link to be given within the webinar. Mamaya-maya po. Now, the quiz naman will close tomorrow at 12 noon. So you have around, I think 24 hours. If matapos tayo ng 12 noon, by hook or by crook, or we might extend. So multitask na lang kung pwedeng kumain while listening. Why not? Share naman ng food nyo dyan. Okay? I hope that is actually clear. Meron pa tayong nasa Google Meet na link, pero okay, bumalik na, no? Okay? Pero there is a catch. Siyempre, the first 3 participants with perfect scores will receive a digitally signed e-certificate of recognition and a DICT customized USB flash drives. Then your names will be posted in our official FB page, that's DICT FOOVC2. So yung mga sumali ng HTML coding natin na webinar, yung very first one, meron din po kaming pakulo noon, and we actually have already posted the winners. They will receive the same kind of customized DICT USB flash drives. And all we are constrained, no? Our logistics is constrained right now. So we will just discuss on how you will be able to receive your USB flash drives pag okay na ang lahat or close to normal na ang ating situation. but you will automatically receive an e-certificate of recognition. So for the first 3 participants, again, with perfect scores. Okay? I hope that is clear. At black po ulit, correct? Yes, can you still, Miss Chris, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes, kakabalik ka lang, sorry.
Can you still
Na-kick
hear,
out din ako kanina.
can you still hear me, but do you see my presentation?
Naka-blank siya.
Sige,
Wala.
okay. I-reopen ko lang saglit ha.
Or pwede rin ako na lang yung mag-click ng present now dito, sir.
Okay, back by popular demand. Okay po. So once again po, no, nakuha nyo naman yung nakuha nyo naman yung instructions sa USB flash drives. Once again, the first 3 participants. So paunahan po to pagbigay ko ng quiz. If maka-perfect kayo and you are one of the first 3, meron po kayong USB flash drives. Okay? Okay, now let's go. Finally, after so many challenges, we will now proceed to our main meat of our discussion. So Google Forms is a free survey tool that's part of G Suite. G Suite is Google's complete Office suite. So if you were here during my second webinar, I actually have opened up about G Suite because G Drive is actually part and parcel of G Suite. And just like G Drive, Google offers another platform or another tool, and one of which is Google Forms. So aside from Google Forms, there are actually other Office, somewhat like Office tools provided by Google Forms. So if Microsoft Office has Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, Google actually has the same kind of Office applications through its G Suite na collection, or it houses all the other tools and platforms. So we have Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and Google Forms is another one. Now, Google Forms started life as a Google Sheets feature in 2008. So Google Sheets was actually launched in 2006. Now, 2 years after, by 2008, Google Sheets as a feature was introduced. So Google Sheets po was not a separate application under the G Suite. It was just some sort of an extra feature provided by Google Sheets. And so in 2008, Google Forms happened. Now, during that time, in 2006, through Google Sheets, you could add a form to the spreadsheet format in a separate sheet and see your form responses in another sheet. By 2016, just around 4 years ago, it became a standalone app. Now, Google Forms lets you collect information from people via personalized quizzes or surveys. Simply put po, Google Forms allows you to ask or to create a survey, to create a quiz for your target audience, and you will be able to collect the information from such answers of your respondents. As simple as that. That's how you simply define Google Forms. And now, Google Forms is a full-featured forms tool that comes free with your Google account. Okay? It is part and parcel po na once you have a Google account, you can actually create your own Google Forms because this is a free application. This is a free tool provided by Google Forms, regardless if you are a premium member, you pay monthly for your cloud storage. Regardless po, if you are free, you could make Google Forms. But if you would ask, what if my domain or my account is Yahoo or my account is Hotmail, can I still make Google Forms? The answer is definitely no. You must have your own Google account to create a Google Forms. But if you ask me, what if my domain or my email is Yahoo Mail or Hotmail, can I answer a Google Forms? The answer is yes, for as long as it is not restricted. Okay, by the ones who created and those who manage such Google Form. So I hope that's clear. Once again, you can create a Google Form if you have a Google account, but you can answer a Google Form survey or quiz regardless if you have a Google account or not. And that is the reason why for the registration form that we ask you to answer before coming in here sa ating webinar, regardless if your email was Yahoo Mail or Hotmail, it didn't matter po because we still accepted and we received your applications because we did not restrict, but we can actually do so. And later on, we will tell you how. For those who do not have idea. Then you can actually also customize the form with a simple photo or color themes, and you can gather responses in forms or save them to a Google Sheets spreadsheet. So in Google Forms, Google Sheets, which is actually the equivalent of Microsoft Excel for the G Suite, they work hand in hand. Google Forms and Google Sheets work hand in hand because for every Google Forms form that you have, there is an equivalent Google Sheet for the answers of your respondents. And that serves, or that actually is already the database, or that is already the master list of all the answers that you had in your Google Forms. So partners in crime po ang Google Forms and Google Sheets. Okay? Now, Google Forms, you can then connect your information to a spreadsheet on Sheets to automatically record the answers. And real-time po to siya. Kung, say for example, you are opening the Google Sheets, and active na din po yung Google Forms nyo, naka-open na yan siya, pwede na answer ng kung sino man. And what if merong magsasubmit ng kanilang response, real-time po yan na nag-a-update sa Google Sheet nyo, sa spreadsheet equivalent na. That is the good thing about G Suite. It's because it is online, it is saved cloud, the storage is saved on the cloud or on the internet, and real-time update is one of the prime flagship of the G Suite and of Google Forms and Google Sheets. Now, this makes Google Forms one of the easiest ways to save data directly into a spreadsheet. And please do not wonder anymore why, di ba, nung biglang sumikat tong Google Forms during this pandemic, nagpalabas na ang NEDA and ang DTI ng mga survey forms on how can we actually, how can our MSMEs, our businesses can get through, what are their assistance that they need, what help do they need through their surveys given by DTI, NEDA, and some other agencies. Diba? Kung ano pong tool ang ginamit nila para maka-collect ng inyong answers, regardless of your location, may you be in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, or overseas, you can answer, and an organization can ask and can collect your answers through Google Forms. Now, with this online tool, with Google Forms, you can collect RSVPs, you can start surveys, you can create quizzes for students with a simple online form. And I hope for our teachers who are joining right now, you are here today on this webinar, not just because perhaps your superintendent ba or your principal asked you to do so, but rather this can help you one of these days when the blended kind of learning has already been approved. Because when there is blended kind of learning, there is a huge tendency that we will now migrate to using online platform, to using cloud storage, to interact with our students, to create quizzes for them to answer. And so Google Forms comes handy for you to reach to your target audience, if you are the teacher, to reach to your students without physically interacting with them. With just the use of internet and with some devices, you can do quizzes with them. At meron pong nag-present, bakit hindi pa po kayo lumilipat sa ating Facebook na platform. Sige po, sa mga members ng ating DICT staff, paano na lang po, pa-assist na lang po ng pa-remove sa ating participants para wala ding some sort of lagging and wala pong problem. Okay, do not worry po, you will receive the same learning, you will receive the same certificate po. So to our members here who come from the ICT, pa-assist na lang po ng pa-remove. Okay, voluntary po, please leave na lang po the room. Sige po, diba? Kung ano pong tool ang ginamit nila collect ng inyong answers, regardless of your location, may you be in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, or overseas, you can answer. BBVMs, and an organization can ask. Ayan po. Sige po, if you will not leave, you are taking notes of those who are in right now sa Google Meet. If you are not leaving po, we will not give you certificate. So to be fair and square po, please join Facebook Live instead. Kasi ayan na po, kinukuha na po ang aking presentation at hindi po naka-mute. So transfer na lang po lahat sa Facebook Live or else wala pong certificate. That's DICTFOOVC2 po. www.facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. Ayan po. Salamat po. Now, once you have made your Google Forms, you can share your form via email, via direct link, or on social media, and ask everyone to participate. You can limit your respondents to a certain organization, or you can make it available to everyone, not just here in our country, but in any part of the world who has access to the internet. If they are your target respondents, then you can do so actually. Now, And since it is an online tool, Google Forms is an online tool, you can share and collaborate with multiple people on the same form in real time. Meaning to say, if madami po kayong members of a certain organization na may isang Google Forms and you want everyone to, every member of that organization to edit your Google Forms, you can actually do so by collaborating specifically with them. So say, for example, meron kayong event, no? Meron kayong event like, ano bang event? Like school enrollment, no? Online enrollment sa darating na pasukan, and you have created a Google Forms for online enrollment. Then you can actually, since you have many you are many working in the team. Say for example, kasali si principal, gustong ma-check or gustong makita ang laman ng ginawa niyong Google Forms, or if you have co-teachers, you can actually do so easily because that is one good feature of Google Forms, wherein you can share, collaborating it with your partners. And I think this is the last slide. And for the rest of the time, we will already do practical hands-on, or you can follow me if you cannot do hands-on. So here are some just uses of Google Forms. It can, number one, for teachers, you can do so through, or you can make use of Google Forms by providing an online quiz. Okay, a classroom quiz, an online quiz. As what I've mentioned, pwede din po ang school enrollment, most especially na bawal lumabas. At you can only do enrollment through online forms. So there's no need for you to create a special computer program na hindi flexible kasi kailangan madami pang installers na kailangan madami pang prerequisites. Hindi nyo na po kailangan kasi Google Forms is very flexible enough regardless of what device you will use. Any respondent can answer your survey, can enroll online with Google Forms for as long as he has an internet connection. He has a device, regardless kung cellphone ba to, tablet, desktop, laptop, they can answer by doing so. Regardless kung ano po ang operating system niya, kung Microsoft ba, Mac, Ubuntu, or kahit na ano pa dyan. Regardless po kung anong browser na gagamitin, ang ginagamit ko ngayon is Google Chrome, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your respondent couldn't answer anymore because he doesn't have an installed Google Chrome application. He can answer through Mozilla Firefox. He can answer through Internet Explorer na ngayon ay Edge na. That is still possible po. That is how flexible Google Forms is. Event registration, say for example, a concrete example is, itong webinar natin ngayon, di pa nagpa-register kami. You have to be registered, and that is one good example for us to collect your information, for us to expect how many participants are coming in. And we also have event feedback. Meron po, I think hindi nakamute. And we still have members here. Naku po, sa mga nandito pa po sa Google Meet, hindi po kayo makaka-receive ng certificate kasi hindi pa kayo nagla-log out. So, sige na lang po. I think you are not naman after the certificate. So, you can stay here sa Google Meet, but we cannot give you a certificate. Now, going back, for our companies or even our MSMEs, if you are looking for, if you have a job hiring or job posting for available vacant positions right now, you can actually do a job application Google Forms wherein you are hiring and you're asking possible applicants to key in their information. That is very much possible. Going back sa ating event feedback and evaluation, after this, After this webinar, we will be asking you to do an evaluation and also a quiz. Two-in-one pwede po siya. So later on, I will give you. Then an order form, again, if you are a business and you have you want to have an order form kind of Google Forms, that is possible. An assessment, pwede din po yan. Say for example, yung I think ang mga government agencies natin, nagbibigay din sila ng assessment on the recent programs that they had and recent endeavors that they did, and they're asking participants who are part of such endeavor to assess how the program has been. Pwede din po yan sa Google Forms. Research questionnaire din po, pwede po yan. Ako, I myself, I am on my master's level already, and I wasn't worried. I shared this already in the Google Drive webinar last time. I wasn't worried about this global pandemic limiting me or getting my hands tied to perform or to do my research to reach my respondents. The scope of my respondents include those in Region 7 and Region 8, and I need not to go there physically. May there be a COVID-19 or not, because I did so by using Google Forms. Then course evaluation, if you are a school administrator and you want to have your course evaluated perhaps by your students or perhaps by some organizations as well, accrediting bodies, you can do so through Google Forms. A party invite, say for example, ikaw personally, you have a wedding perhaps coming in, or you have a birthday party and you are making it online, or you are using technologies for others to tell or to gather the answers of others kung makakapunta ba sila or hindi sila makakapunta. That is possible. So this is not limited to teachers or school administrators alone. Even for personal use, like party invites, wedding invites. Nasa modern day na po tayo ngayon, pwede po yan sa Google Forms. And for contact information, say for example, you are collecting some sort of information from some persons, that is very much possible po. We also have customer feedback and for attendance checking. So pwede din po itong attendance checking because di ba partners po ang Google Forms, although I will explain this later, but I'll give you a briefer. Partners po ang Google Forms and equivalent Google Sheets, correct? The very first column po na nasa Google Sheet is the timestamp column, wherein that is actually automatically generated by Google Sheets. And under timestamp, makikita po doon ang date and time kung kailan sinubmit ni respondent ang kanyang answers. So I've heard of some BPOs who are making use of Google Forms in checking their attendance, because some BPO or most BPOs actually had their work through, or they had their employees work from home. So in order for them to check their attendance, they used Google Forms for attendance checking, and that is very much possible po. Okay, now I think we are halfway, so we will now do the attendance check. Please go to tiny.cc/gformsattendance. That is case sensitive po, nakakapital po si G, si F, tsaka si A. So go there and please fill up the attendance. Super dali lang po yun. It will just ask for your name and email address and your gender. Yun lang po. Then you already have an attendance for today. So we will give you until, siguro 5 minutes will do, no? So 11:14, it's 11:09 in my time, Philippine Standard Time. So 11:15, we will close the attendance. So timer starts now. Then you can do CR break po or whatever break, wag lang heart break. You can do so po. CR break or Magluluto muna ako ng rice break. Pwede din. Okay, saglit lang po ha. For a while. For a while. I'll make it public po so that it can be accessible to everyone. Saglit lang po at mahina po ang kalaban. But do not worry, I'll extend the time naman po for 5 minutes. Pero madali lang po to. Ito po ang isang very good feature ng Google Form because it can actually be done on real time. May mga naka-answer na po, no? Sige, I'll check po sa responses. Wala pa po. Sige, saglit lang po. Okay. Actually, nilimit ko po siya into one response. And that means if I limit it to one response, you will be required to sign in to Google. So if hindi po kayo nakaka-access, or hindi ba talaga nakaka-access lahat? Let me check po. So nakaka-access naman. Okay po, yun pong hindi nakaka-access, it means po na hindi Google account ang ginagamit nyo. So you must use your Google account. We are getting responses also from Facebook that they can actually access. So yun lang po, as simple as that. Sige po. We'll close it 11:17 to give way for the delay.
Hello, sir. Pwede mag-inquire po. Hello, sir.
Yes
Sir
po.
Joe. Sir Joshua, tinatype ko siya sa another, hindi ako maka-access po kasi.
Sige, double check ko po.
Tinatype ko po siya. Pasensya na po. Beginner talaga. Tinatype ko siya sa other. Sir, hindi ko ma-access yung Google Form po. Yung you need permission. Sir, hindi po ako makapasok talaga. Gesta po ang gamit ko, sir. Pero ito ang nag-a-appear. Ano po ang gagawin ko kaya, sir?
Hello po. Hello, yes. I would like to apologize kasi ang inedit ko ay iba po. So, 11:20 po. It's okay na po. I believe that okay na po siya. The link is already accessible. Yeah, it is accessible po. So once again, you have until 11:20 for our check attendance, then I will already close it. So please go to the link, which is tiny.ccg forms attendance. Can you check my colleagues here? Yeah, I think it is already available. So please confirm po yung mga nasa Facebook. Please tell us if pwede naman. I mean, pwede na. Pwede nang ma-access na. Sige po, then let's have some break po. CR break, water break.
Hello sir, okay na po sir. Open na po, na-register na po. Thank you.
Two minutes to go po. 2 minutes to go, then we will close
Thank you,
the
sir.
attendance. Yeah. Yes, Ma'am Imelda, just
Thank you po,
i-mute.
sir.
Yes po,
Opo.
i-mute. Opo, i-mute na lang po natin ha. Kasi para hindi po naririnig din po tayo sa Facebook Live. So, if you have questions na lang for those who are here sa Google Meet ha, once again, lipat po kayo sa Facebook Live and last 2 minutes, for those na hindi nakakapasok or parang nag-error na cannot find this link, it must mean na hindi nyo po siya tinype ng naka-case sensitive kasi dapat po siyang naka-case sensitive. Meaning to say, naka-capital si G, si F, tsaka si letter A. And disclaimer lang po ha, it's 11:20, there is tendency na mag-extend po tayo and I think that has been highlighted sa ating FAQs, no? Sa ating post and even sa ating Google invite na may tendency po na mag-extend tayo or mag-go beyond the allotted time. So, baka may extend po tayo. At least I have already asked, I've already informed you. For those who are willing to learn, I know that it wouldn't matter for you, for us to extend this webinar. But for those na walang, let's say, level of commitment to join this webinar, then you will have a problem in continuing, most especially that we might really extend. So I hope you do understand really would like to apologize for our technical glitch. We rehearsed, we did dry run. At ayan na po, 11:20 na. Iko-close ko to pag maging 11:21. We prepared a lot. This is already my third time doing the webinar, and I was actually confident that this time it will be smooth. But bad things happen, and it's not about how you fall, but rather it's about how you stand up and get up from that fall. So, yun po. But in behalf of our team po, we would really like to ask for an apology for this extension, for this, for the technical glitch that we had. At i-close ko na po siya. Please give me time to close it. Just a few seconds. We received 2,290 responses. And kayo na lang po ang makaka-receive ng certificates. At ang dami-dami niyo din po. Pero ma-filter pa din po kayo kasi it doesn't mean na nag-submit kayo ng attendance. Ligtas na kayo. Meron pang one hurdle, and that is the quiz later. Okay? Sige na po. Daming nasayang na oras. Let us now begin. Ayan, may nag-react na ba't ang dami daw? Well, let me tell you that something worth having means something worth waiting. Ganun ba yun? Dapat yung paghirapan, walang easy sa life, diba? No, that's just a personal take. Okay, sige po. Now, we will go to the main meet. We will now do our hands-on. So, allow me to share my screen. Mawawala po ako ng saglit kasi ang i-present ko naman ngayon ay ang aking screen. Your entire screen. And this is the one. Kita na ba ang aking screen or still presenting? Okay, kita. Miss Chris, are you still there?
Yes.
Miss Chris, please don't leave the meet. You are our bridge.
Yes.
Okay po, sige. Now, sige po. So this is web browser for those who joined the HTML programming, the first webinar that I had, or this is just a generic fact actually. This is a web browser. There can be another web browser that you can be using. You can use Mozilla Firefox. You can use Internet Explorer, which is now Edge. You can use Safari if you are using Mac OS. But this should be the first interface that we will be accessing when we do our Google Forms. Now, there are 3 ways to open a Google form. First one is by keying forms.google.com. So once you, nakikita ba or masyadong maliit? Should I magnify or ano ba? Or okay lang naman? Okay lang?
Medyo okay lang naman.
Pero
okay yan. Yan.
Kasi po, naglalaglag siya. Okay lang ba hindi ko i-magnify ha? Nagde-delay po kasi ang screen ko tsaka naka-share screen ako. But I hope you follow lang naman. So, once you entered what I asked for you to do so, di ba, makikita na tong interface na to. And right then and there, you are already in the Google Forms interface. There are other ways to There are other ways aside, I think may narinig akong sounds. Pa-mute na lang Miss Chris kung sino yung kung kaninang sound yun. Another one aside from forms.google.com is typing in sa address bar nyo or sa URL nyo ng docs.google.com/forms. And when you do so, you are directed or redirected to the same interface that we had a while ago. The same pa rin. And another way, and this is actually, for me personally, this is the best way, and this is the one that I would actually recommend you the most. It is by first going to your Google Drive. And that's by typing in drive.google.com. And for those na walang Google account, you cannot access this interface because this is exclusive for Google users alone. So basically, it means kung wala kang Google account, you cannot create a Google form. As simple as that po. So this is already our interface, no? By the way, last time pala, I realized na na-interrupt pala ako sa Facebook Live and hindi pala napakita ang gusto kong ipakita sana last time. But we can actually, i-share ko lang to, some pro tip. We can actually, if we create our Google Drive folder, we can change the color para guided tayo. And you just have to right-click on it and change color kung anong gusto nyong color. And if makikita nyo po no, sa ating folders, zoom ko. Di ba ang folders natin, nakita nyo tong may tao no, na icon, there is a human icon, and itong sumunod naman wala. It means na naka-shared po itong may human icon. It means na shinare ko to for some people, members of my organization, while this one na walang icon that is solely for me. Ako lang makaka-access niyan, hindi yan na-access ng iba. Now, the best way that I could recommend for you to create and prepare your first Google form is by creating first your Google Drive folder para organized tayo. Baka kasi malito kayo kung saan ba nakasave yun. Pero by default po, if yung tinuro ko po muna noon, yung una yung forms.google.com, by default, sa root folder po yon ng Google Drive nyo. Meaning to say, kung root folder nasa labas, nasa Google Drive nyo, wala sa loob ng mga folders. Now, para mas organized po tayo, dito po tayo sa new at gawa po tayo ng Google folder po natin. And you can choose you can create the name of your Google folder, Google Drive folder for, so in my case, I'm gonna rename it Google Forms Testing. Kasi this is, magte-test daw muna ako ng aking Google Form. So, I have created it. So, i-direct po kayo kung saan na yon. And I want to make it more personal para guided ako. I-change ko ang color. I-change ko na, although it is up to you to change your color or not, but for me to be more guided, ibahin ko po ang color into green. Okay, now, i-click nyo po, i-double click nyo po yung folder na kakagawa nyo lang, and you can see na bakante pa po siya, di ba? Wala pa pong laman. This is the time wherein you now have to create your Google Forms. Punta po tayo, hover natin dito sa new. Punta po tayo sa form. Ito po ang three main offices. Let's say Microsoft Office equivalents ng ating Google, ng G Suite natin. Pero nakalagay po siya sa more, and siya po ang pinakauna na menu or na tool among all others. Then, you can actually start from a blank form, or you can begin from a template. Since beginner po tayo, it is a must for us to be able to understand more using the templates. Let's start from scratch. So let's start from a blank form po. Although there are already available templates wherein you can edit. Sige ha, i-check natin kung ano mga templates na available. Actually, yung po mga na-mention ko na uses, like event feedback, order form, and everything else, meron na po mga template suggestions dyan na predefined na ni Google Forms. Siya na ang bahala na magbigay sa inyo ng layout and everything else, although kayo na ang mag-e-edit ng contents niya. That is possible. But in this hands-on exercise natin, let us start from scratch. So again, create more Google Forms and then blank form. Either blank form po or kahit i-click nyo lang po itong Google Forms, magge-generate na po yan ng blank Google Form. And it will direct you to another tab. By the way, for those who are asking, bakit Google Chrome po ang gamit nyo na web browser? Would it matter? Or is there any difference kasi Google affiliated siya? The answer is yes po. Although you can still make your Google form through other browsers, but it comes handy. It is very practical if you use Google Chrome because sa Google Chrome na sa sign in nyo na po ang inyong Google account, whereas sa ibang browsers kailangan nyo pa pong pumunta sa sign-in page. Pero dito po sa Google Chrome, pwede na po na nakalagin or nakasign-in na kayo. And meron din pong mga extensions, especially sa add-ons na later on I will tell you na ano na lang po siya, mas compatible lang po siya sa Google Chrome rather than other browsers. But regardless, it is your personal choice to use whichever browser. Now, this is now simply your Google form. And we must first make a title for our Google form. So say, for example, this is an event invite. So say, for example, we have another webinar. Ayan na, nag-wrong spelling na si webinar ko. Webinar registration. So, yan lang po. Meron ulit, hindi naka-mute. Pa-mute na lang po sa mga hindi naka-mute. Okay? Now, you can copy that and you can actually, once you type in something here po, dito sa field na ito, automatic po na magbabago din ang file name ng inyong Google Forms na nasa taas. So ano po yan? Once you enter or once you click on it, automatic din na mag-generate kung anong nilagay nyo dito. Now, ako po, in my case, although this is also personal, ang inuuna ko po na when I am already in my Google Forms, ang inuuna ko is ang appearance niya. Kasi parang na-inspire ako na gawin siya kasi meron ng itsura, meron ng muka. So dito po iyan sa customized theme na button or nakikita niyo sa inyong right hand side, upper right, meron parang color palette or paint palette. You can customize the appearance, you can change the colors, the color themes by clicking on that button. And lalabas na po itong theme options. Now, you can include an image sa header natin, sa ibabaw, by going sa header and choose image. It is your choice again kung maglalagay kayo ng image or not. And mag-open po ito at merong themes. You can choose your themes. There are different themes. You can choose actually to upload. So say for example, may nagawa na kayo na poster then you can actually do so. And in my case, so say for example, may nagawa na ako and yun na lang ang gagamitin ko, i-recycle ko siya, that can be possible actually. So ito po, gumawa na ako ng poster and it will upload your chosen image. But you actually have to crop the area. Kasi po, naka-horizontal po siya, at limited lang ang space niya. You can, after uploading, you can choose your area. Okay? You can add a caption kung gusto nyo lagyan ng caption, but in my case, ito na lang kung anong makikita nyo. Pwede nyo po siyang ibahin ang dimensions ng pane, pwede po. So I will click done. And once I click done, then, ayan po, sa header na po, meron pong lumabas na po ang ating napili na header image. Then as you can see, magbabago din po ang theme colors natin depending kung ano din ang mga colors na nasa image nyo. So parang binabasa ni Google, our Google form is very intelligent through its artificial intelligence. Mababasa niya kung anong mga colors na nandyan at isasalin niya sa theme color and your background color. So sa theme color, ang i-change po nito is, nakikita niyo po ito, no? Itong parang fields natin, babaguhin niya po yan. While ang background color naman is, ito pong background ng forms nyo. So they are highly dependent kung anong colors din ng inyong Google Forms. But you are not, for theme colors, you are not actually limited. It will allow you to open a color picker. Pwede kayong mamili. But aesthetically wise, it is better to just follow the color suggestions para hindi po siya masakit sa mata. One pro tip lang po, no, we have what we call as a color layout principle even in websites and in newspapers, in posters, na there must only be a maximum of 3 colors for your design layout. So one tip lang. Now, please do not expect, if meron pa kayong in-upload, no, please, na header image, please do not expect na high quality po siya. Actually, nire-reduce ng quality ni Google Forms ang quality ng inyong image. So parang there are times na pixelated or blurry ang inyong images. It is because para mas flexible siya, para hindi masyadong mag-loading ang inyong Forms page or inyong Google Forms. So pwede po yan. Okay? Then you can also choose font styles. You have 4 basic fonts sa Google Forms natin. We have the basic, the default one. Pwedeng decorative, ayan, pwedeng para siyang cursive. Pwede ding formal, pwede ding playful. But for me, I would choose the default, which is the basic. And pwede natin yan siyang i-close. Sa mga nagtatanong, paano ko po i-save to? How do I save my Google Forms? The answer is, ano bang ipipress ko, anong ikikiin ko? The answer is none. Wala po kayong ipipress sa keyboard nyo para ma-save ang inyong Google Forms for the reason that this is automatically saved in your cloud storage. That's the good thing about having Office documents na nasa clouds, because you don't have to press Control SSSS or punta kayo ng file save as. Sir, wala namang file save as dito sa Microsoft Office, sa PowerPoint, parang file save as. Dito po sa ating Google Forms, wala po. Kung nakikita niyo po ito, no? Itong area na to, dyan po nagsasabi na all changes save in Drive, meaning to say, na-save na ang mga last edits nyo, or perhaps saving pa siya, saving ... It means na si Google Forms, sinisave niya pa. So, yun po. Now, by default, this is actually our title field po in our description field. So, say for example, your title is webinar registration, pwede kayong magbigay ng form description Meron po ulit na, pwede kayo maglagay dito ng kung anong description nyo po. Pwedeng fill up this form to be registered in our upcoming whatsoever na event. So it's up to you. Okay? Now, this side po, no? I call this the stalker. This is actually the floating sidebar. And I call this the stalker because, pakimute lang po. Masakit po sa tenga. Pakimute lang po kung sino pong dyan. So, this is one challenge sa Google Meet kasi wala kaming full control. Now, this is the stalker because wherever you are in your Google Forms na interface, it will always follow you. Okay? There are times kung let's say i-minimize natin siya, pupunta po siya sa ilalim, and I think sa mga mobile, kung naka-mobile kayo, nasa ilalim siya. But if naka-desktop kayo and hindi ko na alam. Basta na-minimize siya. Tongue twister pala tayo dito. Pag naka-minimize siya, si floating sidebar po ay nasa ilalim na. But if naka-maximize po siya at gagawa po kayo ng maraming questions, susunod po siya kung asan na kayong area. Okay? Kaya tinatawag ko po siyang stalker. Pero delete yun na muna to para hindi kayo mawala. Okay. Now, by default, magbibigay na ng saglit lamang po, ha? Okay. So by default po, magbibigay na ng question field ang ating Google Forms. One question field. And with this question field, ito na po ang inyong dito na po kayo maglagay ng question nyo, kung anong hinihingi nyo. Kung say, for example, name. Diba? Number 1 yan. And if you could actually see sa ating right side, yan po ang ating drop-down box for question types. Ito po. Very intelligent po ang artificial intelligence na in-embed ng Google natin. Kasi kung ano ang nilagay nyo sa inyong question, magsasuggest po siya ng kung anong kind of questions ang possible na complementing sa inyong question. So say for example, name no, or perhaps ibahin ko to ng what is your favorite ice cream flavor? If you could see, nagbago na po siya kasi yan po ang artificial intelligence na in-embed niya. But it doesn't, suggestions lang po yan ng Google Form depending on your questions, but you are actually not limited. Now let's hover, no? The default question type is actually multiple choice. Now, you have already asked a question. You can, under your questions are the possible options. So say for example, you like ube, or do you like, ano ba mga flavors natin? Mango, avocado. Yan po, pwede, no? So, with that, for every radio button is an option already. And so when a respondent sees your questions, they will see na these options lang, si ube, si mango, at si avocado. Diyan lang po siya mag-choose. And sa multiple choice po na button, it limits the responder to select only one. They cannot select two. They cannot select ube and mango. They cannot select mango and avocado. they can only select one. If you want to add more choices, meron pong parang grayed out dyan, no, na add option. I-click nyo lang po yan. Say for example, dadagdagan kong si double Dutch daw kasi nag-level up na ang gusto kong flavor. So sa respondent, magkikita din po yan. Now what if gusto nyo na wala dyan sa choices, si respondent mismo or si end user mismo ang gusto nyo mag-key in kung anong answer niya, dito po yan sa add other. So sa add other, pwede po sila mag-key in ng kung anong flavor na gusto nila. Okay? Say for example, ay tanggalin ko si avocado kasi hindi season ngayon, parang konti lang may gusto. Pwede po yan gawin through this X na mark. Kung tanggalin niyo si avocado, wala na siya. So natira na lang kung ano mga natira. Say for example, dadagdagan ko ng picture, si add image, pwede po yan by uploading. Say for example, meron kang stock photo ng ube ice cream, pwede kayo mag-insert ng image through that button to support your questions. Now, this one here is the required or not button. So kung doon po sa mga naka-answers na po ng forms noon, kung say for example napansin nyo na merong naka-asterisk, it means po na required po siya, and an end user or a respondent cannot submit if hindi niya pa po na-answeran itong area na to. Once again, if naka-require siya, hindi po makakasubmit kasi i-highlight po na naka-asterisk to siya, meaning to say, kailangang answeran. Okay? And that's for multiple choice po. What if gusto ko na makaka-select ang ating user or end user or ang ating respondent ng multiple answers? Say for example, pwedeng as many as you can. Ang pipiliin nyo po sa ating question fields is check boxes. So mag-iiba na po ang kanyang icon, and it means na checkbox na po siya. Now, what if meron pong nag-present daw na iba? Miss Chris, ano ba to? Saglit lang ha. I will resume my presentation.
Oo. Medyo okay na. Parang nag-stop na siya.
Okay. Kita nyo na po? Back to my, back to regular programming. Okay. Now, what if, kasi po, itong ano natin, itong Google Forms natin is, I consider na WYSIWYG po siya. Or what you see is what you get na somewhat WYSIWYG editor po siya. Kung anong presentation nyo, just like Microsoft Word, no? Kung anong presentation, kung anong itatype nyo, pag print nyo is ganun siya as is. Sa Google Forms din po, the same po siya. Kung anong presentation nyo, sa pag-edit nyo, ganun din po ang paglabas niya. Now, what if gusto kong makita kung paano siya presented na? So, dito lang po yan siya, katabi ng ating customized theme na button. Ito po, itong may mata. Preview. So, once you preview it, ayan na po, makikita kung anong makikita din ng end user. Okay? Yan po. So, we can close this muna. Balik tayo sa ating editor or sa Google Forms editor. Because one by one po, we shall individually explain or we shall individually tell you what are the functions of each of these question fields. Okay? See. Now, what if we choose drop-down po? So, ang drop-down, kagaya din yan siya ng ating multiple choice, only that ang presentation niya is naka-drop-down. So, even if meron na tayong mga nilagay sa options natin, no? Meron ng predefined options. Kahit po baguhin nyo kung anong question type siya, it will still retain the options that you keyed in. So binago natin siyang drop-down, no? Tingnan nga natin sa ating preview kung ano bang mukha nitong drop-down. So, ito po siya. It will allow you to have a drop-down list of the options that you had. But the thing here is, kagaya ng multiple choice, the user can only choose one. As compared sa ating checkboxes, wherein the user can select multiple. Once again, i-repeat ko, what if gusto kong other than these answers, kung merong suggestions or may sariling answer si end user, what should I do? Dito po sa add other. So once you have included add other, no? At i-preview natin siya, si end user pwede siyang mag-answer ng another answer. So say for example, answer niya is makapuno. Then pwede. Okay? So what you see is what you get po sa Wiswig. Now, sige, let us individually tell what the others are, the other question types. So let's go to a short answer. So sa short answer, it will allow your respondents to answer in small bits of text. So say for example, if you want to ask for their name, for their address, for their email, pwede po yan sa short answer. And if we compare it with paragraph, the difference is actually, wala siyang difference. Actually, walang limit. Both paragraph and both short answer, walang limit to the number of text or amount of alphanumeric characters that a user must enter. But rather, it differs in terms of the response validation, which is an added feature for your paragraph and for your short answer. Now, sige ha, to differentiate it more, sa short answer natin, you can choose response validation, and when you do response validation, it means that you can actually create your own conditions for the user. Wherein, say for example, if hindi na-meet ni end user ang hinihingi mo, then it means na hindi tatanggapin ni Google Forms ang answer niya. Okay? So say for example, madami pong conditions niya. Ayan, tumilaok na po ang manok. Dito po sa fields na ito, you can choose number, text, length, and regular expression. So say for example, nanghihingi ka ng inyong address, and the text must contain city. Dapat mayroong city. So dito sa custom error text, dito nyo po ilalagay kung ano ang error message nyo kapag walang city or kung hindi na-meet ang conditions na hinihingi nyo. So say for example, please enter city. So if we preview that, hindi ko na po ito sinisave, no? Kasi auto-save po siya. So when we preview that, and si end user naglagay ng Cebu at magsasubmit na siya, mag-enter siya ng kung anong conditions na hinihingi. So please enter city, sabi daw ilagay nyo ang city. So once you included Cebu City, mawawala na yung error message and makakapag-submit na po kayo. Okay? Now there are actually others, but para hindi na po tayo mag-extend masyado, you can explore, but there is length. So say for example, you are limiting the number of characters. Kung 9 characters lang ba siya, pwede. Now itong regular expression, this is po This is hard to explain because it needs coding. So I won't explain na lang because this is for advanced. Sa mga techie people dyan, alam nila ito. But for the benefit of our beginners, para hindi, para walang masyadong information overloaded, I won't explain it na lang. And then, dito po sa 3-dotted menu, no, meron po tayong description. Ang description po is para siyang subtitle sa inyong question or sa inyong hinihingi. And this is present to all question types. Regardless kung anong question types nyo, pwede mag-include ng description. So say for example, di ba, nangingi kayo ng address, pwede kayo mag-describe or magbigay ng disclaimer. So say for example, Philippines only. So no need to save kasi auto-save. So kung ipi-preview nyo siya, meron na siyang parang subtitle na sa address, Philippines only. And yun po. Pwede po siya. Now, that is the difference between a short answer and a paragraph kasi wala pong other conditions other than response validation po. Kasi mahaba na po ang text for paragraph. So wala po siya. So tapos na po tayo sa short answer, tapos na sa paragraph, tapos na din po sa multiple choice. And ano ba mga ano natin? Okay, kasi in every question type po, no, mayroon pong special additional features. Now, for multiple choice, pwedeng go to section based on answer. Kasi dito sa interface natin, pwede tayong mag-add ng section. So, say for example, mag-add ako ha. So, say for example, ang section 1 nyo po is basic information. Ang section 2 nyo po is an additional information, then you can do so. And depending on the answer, depending on your answer and depending on how you set it on the rules, then pwede na instead na sa submit, pwede siya magdiretso sa section na napili nyo. So this is, bagay po to sa mga like survey questionnaire, no? Like say for example, if you answered yes, proceed to this section. If you answered no, proceed to another section. And it's not limited to 2 sections alone. Pwede po siyang multiple sections. And it requires a lot of logical thinking sa mga sectioning, especially sa pag-proceed to various sections. Okay? You can shuffle your option order. Yung mga nandito, yung mga ube natin, mango and avocado, pwede po siya naka-shuffle. Meaning to say, kung ube dito or si makapuno, sa presentation natin or sa final presentation natin, naka-shuffle po siya. Hindi po nauna si ube or pwedeng mauna si makapuno kasi naka-shuffle po siya. The same with check boxes. Meron siyang response validation, meron siyang shuffle option order. Sa drop-down naman, ano kayang meron? The same din. Now, if you could see, no, i-delete ko na lang po to si section. What if I want to delete section? This section, kasi nagbago ang isip ko. Pwede po siyang i-delete through this delete section na menu. And then, nawala na po siya. Pwede siyang i-undo. Lalabas po ang pop-out, but I think ilang seconds lang po siya at mawawala. But you can actually undo by pressing Ctrl-Z. Yung Ctrl-Z pwede po sa Google Forms. Ang Ctrl-S hindi po, wala po yan. But Ctrl-Z for undo, pwede po yan. Now, what if the same question po, no? What if the same question ang ilalagay ko for my next question? Ang i-click nyo lang po ay itong dito sa baba na duplicate. Okay? Kinokopya na po kung anong options nyo, kinokopya ang question and description, and that's the time na pwede kayong maglagay ng another question nyo, but may pertain to, say for example, ito ang least favorite na flavor. Pwede din itong most favorite na flavor. So, as you can see, there is no need for you to copy each options because kinopya nyo na po through this duplicate. Now, what if ito ay ayoko pala to, i-cancel ko lang to, ayoko makita to sa ating questions. You can do so by deleting. Ito po, trash bin, di ba? Generic info naman yan pag nakita kayo ng trash can na icon. i-delete po niyan. Pwede nyo i-undo or Control Z kung nagbago ulit ang isip nyo. And pwede nyo po siyang i-require. So if required siya, meaning to say, sige, i-present natin para mas makita nyo. If required siya, lalabas po ang parang disclaimer sa taas natin. And katabi ng ating question, no, may naka-asterisk. Kasi it means required siya. And hindi makakapag-submit, like if-press ang submit, hindi siya makakasubmit sa end user. Kasi dinefine nyo or binigyan nyo ng restriction na kailangang answeran yan. Okay, na question. Okay, close ko po ha. Okay, now dito na po tayo sa ating stalker or sa ating floating sidebar. Dito po kayo mag-a-add ng question. Another question, like your age. Gender na lang po ha, kasi may papakita kong magic trick ng Google. If you could see, ang AI or artificial intelligence ng Google natin, nagbibigay din siya ng suggestions kung anong pwede nyong ilagay. So, pwede na i-click nyo siya or pwede nyong i-add all na lang dito para hindi na kayo mag one by one ng type pa. Kasi binigay na ng inyong Google Forms ang possible answers niya. Ganyan po katalino si Google. Okay? So what if I want to import questions? So say for example, meron na akong existing na Google Forms and I just want to copy the same questions that are present there to my Google Forms. That is very much available, that is very much possible by going sa inyong stalker or sa inyong floating side menu and click on import questions and it will actually populate. If you have previous Google Forms already na nagawa na, so say for example kami, meron na din kami, let's try na lang for the Google Drive na Google Forms na nagawa namin. These are the very same questions na present doon and pwede ko po siyang i-harvest or pwede ko siyang i-migrate. Pwede ko siyang kopyahin by ticking on the text box. Pwedeng meron akong hindi i-include. Pwedeng i-untick ko siya kasi hindi ko siya kailangan. And then, you can import the questions. And automatically, magja-generate na po ang questions to your Google Forms. Okay? And hindi ko na lang po siya gawin ngayon kasi baka malito po kayo. But please imagine na lang na once I click this, then it means that yung mga questions na nandun sa previous forms ko na sinelect, lalabas din po siya dito sa questions ko. Okay? Now, how about this one? This button is the add title and description. So, hindi lang po sa taas merong add title and description. Pwede din po kayo mag-insert ng block in between a question and another question by clicking on add title and description na button. So as you can see, nagbigay siya ng another title and pwede po, so say for example, no, gusto ko siyang in between ng questions natin. Paano ko po siya i-reorder or paano ko po siya ita-transfer? Nakikita nyo po to, magbabago ang cursor nyo, no? Pwede nyo na po yan siyang madrag. Kung saan nyo gustong ilagay. So once madrag nyo, ayan na-transfer na po ang position niya. So pwede kayo maglagay ng another title. So say for example, continue below. If you eat ice cream, pwede po. So pwede kayong magbigay ng description. Optional po yan. Hindi naman po ito nakikita sa inyong preview, no, na, or sa inyong forms mismo na description optional. Hindi po yan nakikita kapag naka-grade po siya. Okay? So pwede din po kayong mag-include ng image in between. So under po yan ang ating add title and description na button. Ito pong add image. So say for example, magbabrowse ako ulit ha. And say for example, si poster, yung ginamit natin sa header, yun din ang gagamitin ko kasi para ma-entice sila visually or aesthetically, pwede din po yan. I-upload po yan ulit. And there are also other options like sa camera nyo, kung meron kang camera ngayon. Ayan po. At ayan po. So once we, let's say, present it, no, makikita din po ang picture, but it is not, there is no user interaction. It's as plain as makikita lang ng user or ng respondent natin ang picture and even this text, because this is not a question, so it's as good as a text. It's a text block. This is an image block. So sa mga familiar sa WordPress or for those who are familiar with Weebly, meron tayong mga blocks. So parang the same din po siya sa ating Google Forms. Now, what if video? Pwede din po. Pwede kayong mag-include ng video. Pwede kayong mag-search dyan. So say for example, search kayo ng ice cream and it will give you some suggestions, and once you click on it, i-embed na po siya sa inyong forms. Pwede ding URL. Kung meron kayong URL, kinopya nyo dun sa address bar ng YouTube nyo. Pwede nyo i-paste. Yun po. Pero i-cancel ko na po ha. But the same presentation po na kung naglagay tayo ng video, then meron tayong video thumbnail dyan. Okay? And again, section po, if you want to strategically sectionize or put into sections your different presentations, then pwede po siya. And this is actually what we did sa ating evaluation and quiz later na ibibigay natin mamaya. Meron pong 2 parts po siya. The first part is the evaluation and the second part is the quiz. So pwede po siya. Now, for the teachers out here, what if po, no? What if gusto ko na tong gawing quiz? So, delete ko na lang po sila lahat ha para malinis po ang ating presentation, para mas guided ang ating mga teachers who are here right now. So say for example, meron akong a set of questions kasi na magpapa-quiz ako, online quiz. What shall I do? So, and I want it to be under a points-based system. Pwede po yan by going to settings, and meron tayong 3 different tabs. Later on, I will tell you the functions of each tab. But for the sake of making this a quiz, punta po tayo sa quizzes na tab sa settings, and we have to click on make this a quiz. Okay? Once we make this a quiz, pwede na po mag-assign. For every question that you do, you can assign certain points, and you can assign what are the correct answers, what are the wrong answers. And we have here a sub-menu or a sub option, which is the quiz options. Do you want to release grade immediately? So say for example, after mag-take nung quiz form nyo si student nyo, pwede po siya na makuha niya kagad automatically kung ilan ang scores niya by clicking on this button. Or if not, kung gusto niyo munang i-review ikaw personally as a teacher kung tama ba or mali, or meron bang some points for contest, or kung meron ba kayong essay question dyan, pwedeng itong later po. And magpa-prompt naman po yan sa inyong affiliated na Google or Gmail account. Kung matapos nyo ng manual review doon, merong button doon na you can release the grades. And once you release the grades, your student, through his or her affiliated email account din, malalaman na kung anong results ng quiz niya. Okay? Now, sa respondents, they can, you can tick on the missed questions. So, say for example, no, ang questions nyo, hindi yun require. So, may tendency po na hindi yun ma-answer ng inyong student. Kasi hindi naka-require, hindi sila makakapag-submit not unless they, not unless na ni-require nyo or may asterisk siya. So, pwede nilang ma-miss yun. So, the student can actually see it if you check on this portion, in this option. Then, respondents can actually see the correct answers kasi i-define nyo kung anong correct and wrong answers. Pwede nilang malaman kung anong correct answers nila or kung saan sila nagkamali. Pwede din yan. And the point values, kasi you can actually assign different points for every question. So, pwede din po yan. So, depending on your taste or depending on how you want your user can have your forms after submitting, then you have various options po. So at this point, gusto ko pong makita niya ang missed questions niya, kung anong mga hindi niya na-answeran. Gusto ko makita niya kung ano ang correct answers niya at kung ilang points per question. So I'm gonna take them all. But I want, na since multiple choice na naman ang questions ko, I will select na immediately release the grade after each submission. And then don't forget to save kasi kung cancel, hindi po magte-take effect kung ano mga pinili nyo na options. So save it. Now, kung makikita nyo, no, this form is automatically collecting email addresses for our organization because my email account po is, my domain is under our department. So, actually, ganito din po ang nangyari kanina kahit hindi nyo ma-access kasi nasa settings po yan and nasa general ang first tab. Ito po, nasa second part wherein I restricted my users under my organization or within my organization na sila lang ang makaka-access niya or sila lang makaka-sign in or else hindi nila ma-access tong form na ito. So, if you want the visible to sa lahat, if you want na hindi siya restricted alone sa aking organization, then please click on it. Now, if you want naman to limit your response to one lang, so say for example, no, you're not giving chance to your user to answer again, so you can just limit it to one. But once you limit it into one response, it would actually also mean that the user must sign into his or her Google account. Okay? Dito, balik tayo sa collect email address. Once you collect email address, it will actually ask automatically your user for his or her email address. Magkakaroon ng sariling column sa partner na spreadsheet natin, ang forms natin for email address. And there's no need for you to put a question na you are asking for the email address because you have already ticked in the settings the collect email address. So once you do this, it would also mean that kailangan si user or si respondent na nakalagin sa kanyang Google account. Hindi pwede Yahoo, hindi pwede Hotmail, but rather Google account. Sa mga nagtatanong po, ang mostly sa ating government agencies or ating government mails, nakamigrate na tayo sa ating sa G Suite. So although hindi govmail tayo, no, ang domain natin is .dost.gov.ph or .deped.gov.ph or dict.gov.ph, still we are also under the the G Suite po kasi nakamigrate po tayo. So regardless po kung hindi po siya gov or okay. Now meron din po tayong menu wherein respondents can edit after submit. So kung say for example quiz yan, no, I'd rather untick this kasi quiz po siya, so para hindi na po maka-edit ng answers si user, pwede po yan. Meron din pong option na pwede nilang makita ang ating summary charts and text responses. So kasi nag-automate din po ng mga graphs or ng charts ang ating Google form kung say for example ilan ang nag-answer. Kung nakita nyo pang introduction kanina ni Ms. Chris, no, meron tayong pie charts kung ilan ang nag-answer ng male and female. Pwede po yan. gene-generate po yan automatically. And if you want your respondents to see such, kung gusto nyo makita nila ang mga charts and responses, you tick on that. Pwede. Okay? Now, by the way, balikan ko lang po si quizzes, no? Kasi I remember na kasi ang ating deped.gov.ph is under the G Suite for Education na program. And once you are under the G Suite Education or G Suite for Education, it means that you have an unlimited storage capacity. Kami, we only have 30 gigabytes of storage. By default, sa mga personal users, basic users, they only have 15 cloud storage, 15 gigabytes na cloud storage. But for our teachers na using deped.gov.ph, ang saswerte nyo po kasi you have unlimited storage capacity. So, congratulations po sa inyo. Ang tanong lang po, na ma-maximize ba natin ang paggamit ng ating unlimited storage? So, wag sana nating sayangin. But, di ba, I understand na you are giving a quiz po, no? Say, for example, you are giving a quiz and you want na once your student is already answering the quiz and you do not want na maka-access sila ng other tabs. So say for example, mag-open sila ng new tab, like isi-search nila ang answers sa questions nyo. Or say for example, nagtanong kayo ng who killed Magellan, tapos hindi nila alam. So, wais akong estudyante, isi-search ko na lang yan. Sa search engine natin, who killed Magellan. Kung gusto nyo pong i-restrict yan, that is available for G Suite for Education accounts lang po. So, hindi nyo po makikita yung option na yun dito sa akin kasi hindi po ako under ng G Suite for Education. But I took a screenshot of such option, no? Let me show you na lang. Saglit lang. So ito po ang kanyang actually itsura niya sa quizzes nyo. I mean, yeah, sa quizzes na settings nyo. Tinatawag po siya na lock mode at hindi siya ma-open. I-try ko na lang sa browser ko. I think ma-open naman to. Wait lang. Google Forms for webinars. Lock mode. At loading po siya. So as you can see, ito po. If you can see mine, this is mine, ito yung in-edit natin. Ito lang po ang nakikita sa aking quizzes na settings. But for those who are members of the G Suite for Education, meron pong extra option na lock mode on Chromebook. So once you turn on your lock mode, it would mean na hindi po pwedeng maka-open si student nyo ng other tab para ma-search ang answers. At hindi po nila, naka-disable po ang shortcuts natin like Alt-Tab or Control-Tab para pumunta sa ibang window, naka-disable po siya. So for our teachers who have G Suite for Education accounts, then ito po, this is one way for you to disallow your students to search for answers while doing your quiz.
Sir Joshua.
Sir, sorry po, if you have questions, please, sa ano na lang po, sa chat box na lang po natin, ha? Kinokollect po yan ni Miss Chris, then we will answer later. Now, punta po tayo sa cancel natin. So, yun po. So, another settings tab sa presentation. Ito po. So, ito po naka-hover na tayo sa quizzes, no? Naka-hover na tayo sa general. Sa presentation natin, pwede natin i-click si show progress bar, most especially if meron kayong sections. Kasi for every section po, it means like another page. Let's say page po siya. So, parang meron pong meron po siyang progress kung asa na si user. So, pwede din shuffle question order. So, say for example, ang mga questions nyo is...
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yes po.
Paki-on ulit ng kasi may nag-accidentally present na naman. Wala na kasing FB Live, so bumabalik sila sa sa Google Meet.
Wala nang FB Live? I'll check.
Temporarily pa na.
Okay, sige po. I was told na nag-freeze ang ating FB Live. Sige, it's okay lang po. We will naman upload immediately our recording for this. So do not worry. Okay? And we will post sa mga gustong makakuha ng USB flash drive mamaya po, no? And gusto maka-answer kagad, we will post the quiz link sa page namin. Yan na lang, to be fair to everyone. Okay? So, please also do not forget to save. Kasi kung cancel nyo is, wala po siya. Now, for the confirmation message po, itong area na to, by default, mayroon po siyang your response has been recorded na message. So, after a user submits his or her form, meron pong response message dyan na lalabas. Pwede nyo po itong i-modify. By default, your response has been recorded po ang meron. But, pwede nyo po siyang i-modify like, congratulations, you are done. You are done. Pwede po. So, don't forget to save. Okay? Now, say for example, no, we are making this question a quiz, no? So, like, one question is, where can you find this place? So, say for example, I want it to be interactive. So, lalagyan ko siya ng picture, and mag-a-upload ako ng picture. Kasi you can actually make it interactive. Pwede kayo maglagay ng picture. So then pwede kayong maglagay ng options nyo. Is this in Cebu City? Is this in Dumaguete City? Is this in Tagbilaran City? Yan, minention ko na lang po ang Region 7, no? At ang Siquijor. Okay, no? So, say for example, yan ang ating question sa quiz. And ginawa po natin siyang quiz, no? Quiz type na siya. And how do you change it again sa quiz type? Ito po sa quizzes and make this a quiz. Then, I'll explain to you kung anong difference niya to a regular survey. Makikita nyo po, may nadagdag na answer key sa baba. At may equivalent na points. So once you click on this answer key, now this time, you will choose what is the correct answer. So someone knows where this is. This is actually in my hometown. So this is in Dumaguete City. Now, if na-green siya, it means that that is your correct answer. And you have to assign the points value. By default, 0 pa lang siya kasi if 0, wala kang inassign na point value dyan. But you can actually change that kung this question is good for 5 points. Pwede nyo po yung i-assign. Or this question is good for 10 points. And it varies. It doesn't mean nga na this question is worth 10 points while all the others are worth 10 points. Pwede pong iba-iba ang point values niya. And then you can add an answer feedback wherein say for example, if the user has answered the correct answer, you can include a feedback. So say, for example, you're right. That's in Negros Oriental. Pwede po yan. Now, what if si student naman ay mali ang answer niya? Say, for example, ang answer niya is Cebu City, which is an incorrect answer. Pwede kayong maglagay ng feedback na you should learn geography again. So, pwede po yan. Ang harsh naman ng feedback natin. But pwede po yan. Then you can also, you can support your feedbacks by including a link to support that. Pwedeng i-copy nyo ba saan ba? Ano ba mga trusted natin? Wikipedia, trusted ba yan? I'm not sure. Pwede ding YouTube na URL, pwede po yan. So pwedeng YouTube. Wherein yung box na naman to upload is pwede. So pwede po yan. Don't forget to save po. Okay? So yan po, at lalabas ko anong feedback for correct answers nyo and feedback for incorrect answers. Yan po. Okay? Now, I think gawa po ako na, daan na po ako dyan, no? So as you can see naman po, may makikita ng total points dito. Para guided po kayo kung ilan ang points nyo na inassign. Meron po tayong total points dito at isa-summarize nyo po kung ilan lahat ang points na sa ginawa nyo sa Google Forms. Now, I think meron pa akong hindi na mention no, sa question fields. I think I already had the first 5. Meron din po tayong option to upload a file. So there is a message that it would allow the users to upload files and they must conform to the privacy policy. So i-continue nyo po kung sure na po kayo dun sa message na yun. And dito po, pwede rin yung sabihin na upload your most recent driver's license. Pwede po yan. And you can allow specific file types. Pwedeng document, pwedeng spreadsheet, pwedeng PDF, pwedeng image since picture lang and babasa ang tatanggapin niya lang po is mga formats like JPEG, GIF, PNG, pwede po yan, and so on and so forth po. Then you can limit the maximum number of files that they can submit, pwedeng 1, 5, or 10. And then maximum file size din, kung ayaw nyong maubos ang inyong cloud storage or Google storage, you can limit the file size. Then yun po. At kung magtatanong po kayo kung saan mas save or saan yung makikita ang mga answers nila, doon po sa very same folder na ginawa natin. Kaya nga po, mas gusto ko tong way na pag-open ng Google Forms because alam nyo na kung saan mapupunta ang mga files nyo, most especially if meron kayong ganito na question form po. Okay? So let's say i-require natin yan, pwede. Then, add daw ako ng another question. Then, dito po tayo sa linear scale. Ang linear scale po is parang, for me, it can be used for rating. Say, for example, how satisfied are you about the, basic? How satisfied are you about the food because we had an event? So you can label one because it depends on you which one is the highest and which one is the lowest, di ba? Your 1 can be the highest, your 5 can be the highest. You can include that in your label. So say for example, 1 is strongly disagree, while 5 is strongly agree. So, pwede po yan. And pwede din po na emoji po siya. Like say for example, si sad emoji, no? Pwede nyo itong kopyahin lang. At pwede yan ang ilagay nyo sa 1. Tapos pwede din si happy emoji. Pwede nyo po ulit kopyahin si happy. So, pwede nyo po yan gawin and let's say, i-preview natin siya. So, sa linear scale nyo, ayan po, di ba? Pwede pong mamili na si user kung 1 ba, how is he satisfied sa food? Kasi evaluation ng inyong questionnaire, is he sad or is it happy? Pwede po yan. So, what if another question type, ang multiple choice grid po ito. Ang multiple choice grid is some kind of nakakalito na po siya or this might take a toll on you but sige, gawan lang po ako ng example ha. So say for example, ito din, how satisfied are you na lang? That is your question, no? And sa columns natin, dito natin ilalagay ang possible answers nila. So say for example, agree. The second column is mediocre lang ba siya? Or is it average na lang? Or disagree? So sa rows nyo, you can have the same options for every row. So sorry, for example, how satisfied are you in the venue? How satisfied are you in the organizer? How satisfied are you in the food? So once you preview that or gusto natin siyang makita, then, ayan po. So for every row, meron na po mga predefined choices, agree, average, or disagree. So pwede na pong mamili si user nyo kung sa food ba, will he agree or not? Is it average? So pwede po yan. And meron din pong extra option si ating multiple choice grid. And pwedeng limit to 1 response per column. So say for example, isa lang ang pwede niyang ma-choose for every column, pwede po yan. Pwedeng shuffle row order, pwedeng si food na una, si organizer nasa huli. Isa-shuffle po yan ng ating Google Forms. And finally, I think this is the last one. Sorry, madali naman ang last. So ang checkbox grid is the same din po siya sa ating multiple choice grid, only that ang ating checkbox grid is pwedeng multiple ang kanyang answers. So say for example, i-copy ko to siya and ibahin ko, gusto kong the same options but gawin ko siyang checkbox grid and i-preview natin siya para makita natin clearly ang difference. Pwede kayong mag-choose ng multiple answers sa checkbox grid as compared sa multiple choice grid na 1 lang. 1 answer lang. Okay? Yan po ang difference niya. And the last two question types is wherein you can ask for the date and the time. So say for example, sa date, meron daw kayong job applicant and you're asking, when are you available for personal appearance? So, pwede din po yan and you can choose kung month, day, year. And pwede din po na mag-include ng time. So once you preview that, at asa siya? So once you preview that, manghihingi po siya ng date and time. Okay? And I think hindi ko siya na-define ng maayos dito. Kasi wala akong time format. Okay? But what is expected po is yun, hingi po siya ng time and description. So another question. So yun po, actually explore lang po siya. Ako when I learned about this Google form, hindi po ako nag-access ng tutorials or videos. In-explore ko lang po siya and in-understand and kinomprehend ko lang po kung ano magiging appearance niya, binabasa ko kung ano siya. It's just really easy to understand po ang Google Forms natin. Now dito na po tayo since tapos na tayo dito, sa pag-send po natin ng ating Google Forms. So, say for example, tapos na kayo sa form nyo, gusto nyo nang ipa-answer, pwede po yan, there are 3 options. One is to send directly via email. Kung meron kayong email na sila lang ang dapat makatanggap nitong forms na to, pwede po. Say for example, include ko si May Luz Magnaye at naka-drop down po siya kasi we belong to the same organization. Isama ko din si Joshua Corona. Kasi this means that you can choose multiple po. Hindi siya like once lang, but rather multiple recipients. At pwede din po siyang i-embed. Okay, for this is hindi siya pwedeng ma-embed kasi merong file upload tayo na field. But if wala po yung file upload na field, pwede po to siyang i-embed, i-kopyahin nyo lang yung link, pwede nyo siyang i-include sa email nyo, and automatically makaka-answer na si respondent. Pwede nyo siyang i-embed sa web page nyo, kung meron kang web page or may website kayo, pwede siyang ma-answer directly without going to a separate tab or window for Chrome. Then this one, itong sa gitna, ang pinaka-importante po sa lahat, kasi ito po ang link na ibibigay nyo to anyone and ma-access nila yan. Okay? Now, ikakopy nyo, ito na po ang link, very link niya. Pwede nyo siyang i-shorten wherein magiging maliit po siya. But I will give you a pro tip or a technique, no? I-copy nyo siya. And this is already, this is outside Google Forms already, but I can suggest you go to a TinyURL or TinyCC or pwede ding bit.ly or bit.ly kasi shorten po nila ang links nyo for free. So pwede nyo po kasi, di ba, para mas easily accessible to others, no, ang inyong link, pwede nyo siyang i-paste lang dito sa long URL niya, then you can customize dito sa baba. Kung say, for example, USC enrollment form. So, case sensitive po to ha, kung may mga naka-capital kayo na letters, dapat ganun din po. Then you can shorten it, and then it will generate your own customized. Magpa-prompt naman po siya kung taken na yung shortened link nyo, so you must choose another, but you can copy this. Pwede ding QR code, mag-generate din siya ng QR code. So, kung ipapabasa nyo to sa QR code scanner nyo, pwede itong mabasa and magli-lead doon sa link nyo. So, pwede po. That's a pro tip. Now, balikan lang po natin si settings kasi baka dito kayo malito kung bakit hindi ma-access or bakit ang iba nakaka-access. Maaari po na naka-restrict po siya, no? Sa mga members ng organization nyo, we belong to the same domain, so sila lang ang pwede. So i-untick nyo po siya. Okay? So yun po. And finally, I think we are nearing to our end already. And ito na po sa lasa 3 dots menu. Meron dyan ang undo. Pwedeng make a copy of your Google Forms. Pwede po yan. Wherein you will have to select another Google Drive folder or Google Drive location. And the very same contents ay makakopya. Although kahit po sa Google Drive nyo, no, pwede naman po yung makopya as is. So say for example, ito, pwede po yung makopya by make a copy kung nasa Google Drive kayo. But if you are in the Google Forms, pwede po yan. So move to trash, kung i-delete nyo, pwede. Get pre-filled link po, ito po ay, sige i-click natin. Say for example, gusto nyong mag-submit or magbigay ng link na may mga answers na, may default answers na, pwede po yan na pumili, mag-open po yan ng new window and pwede kayong mamili kung anong gusto nyong default answers. Pwede po yan. And once nakapili na kayo ng mga default answers nyo, you can get the link and nag-generate na po siya ng link. At kung ibibigay nyo po itong link na to your respondents, the same form po siya, only that pre-filled na po or meron na pong default answers ang inyong Google Forms. So pwede ding i-print ang inyong Google Forms. So if you can see as you can see, ayan po, no? Maganda din ang presentation pag i-print nyo siya. Kasi parang answerable na din siya na presentation. And then, ito pong I will skip po the script editor because this is for advanced. Although, for script editing, you can actually embed JavaScript. For special functions na inyong Google Forms. Although ako personally, I never embedded one kasi meron tayong add-ons and I will explain that later. But I did try sa affiliated na Google Sheets ng aking forms to include a script kasi nagawa po ako ng script na mag-auto-sort po ang dates niya according to order or to chronological order. So pwede po. I know na if it works in Google Sheets, it will also work sa Google Forms. And when you click on script editor, lalabas po ang Google Script Editor po. So parang doon nyo po ilalagay ang JavaScript nyo. Now, that will lead us to add-ons. So another feature of Google Forms is meron po tayong mga add-ons. So meron po tayong mga limits sa Google Forms natin. So say for example, if gusto nyo na limited ang time no sa inyong Google Forms. So say for example, nabigyan ng link ang student natin to take the quiz and you want him or her to have certain number of minutes or certain number of hours to answer it. Hindi po yan kaya by default ng inyong Google Forms. Wala pong function dyan, although we have special add-ons. And there is a lot you just have to study, and I think the most famous one is form limiter po. If gusto nyo pong mag-set ng like limit, like gusto nyo iset kung hanggang kailan lang siya pwedeng answeran, kung hanggang ilang respondents lang po ang pwedeng mag-answer, pwede po yan. Possible po yan, but you have to include another add-on. And some add-ons are not for free po. It is for sale. Not all. Okay? Now, cancel po natin. So for those mga math teachers natin, meron din po tayong mga add-ons if gusto nyo gumamit ng math equations. I actually believe, ano nga ba yun? I think the name of at nagahang po ang aking source. GMath. Okay, GMath po. Say for example, di ba, hindi na limited tayo sa mga ano. Okay. I think restricted. Kasi depending po sa inyong organization, pwede pong may restrictions sa G Suite Marketplace. Like, hindi nyo pwedeng ma-search ang ibang add-ons. Hindi nyo pwedeng mabili ang ibang add-ons. So, yun po. Although you can search for GMath. Okay? And then, finally, ito po ang isa sa pinaka-importante, ang add collaborators, wherein kung madami po kayo, like faculty kayo, nagagawa ng isang form, or school administrators kayo, and you want someone to have the access for this, Google Forms, you want him to or her to edit it as it should be, then dito po tayo sa add collaborators, and you can invite people to be added sa collaborators. So say for example, si May Luz at si Joshua Corona, sila lang po ang pwedeng maka-access nito. Pwede po yan, and you can change kung anong level of access. Can they edit or can they view? And then pwede nyo po silang i-notify. Say for example, may email message po na magge-generate sa kanila na nagsasabing, Joshua Domen is inviting you to edit the following form. Pwede po yan. Or not, if nakalimutan nyo naman po na i-notify sila through a message, pwede nyo naman ding kopyahin din itong link na nasa taas, although this is restricted to your collaborators. So you can prevent them from editing, like, or from adding people, or from changing access. Kung view lang, pwede din po siya. So you can restrict that. Now, the final part of this one is ang corresponding responses natin. Okay, makikita po in real time dito kung ilan ang nag-respond sa ating mga answers. I think I can open naman our attendance kanina, no? Para makita lang natin ang kanyang responses. Para makita nyo ang ma-explain ko siya na mas maigi. Ayan po, sa check attendance. So I can actually edit that because I am the editor. And loading po siya. Ayun. Hindi ko po siya i-resume kasi baka may ibang pumasok ulit. But sa responses, makikita nyo po, no? Na mayroon 2,297 and skip ko po yung email address na part kasi that is confidential, but makita po ang mga names. And ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na merong mag-generate po siya ng graph, no? Pwede po yan. So sa mga respondents natin kanina, merong 31% na male and 68% na female. And pwede po yung kopyahin yung graph na yan, or pwede ding actually screenshot nyo. Pwede po, but pwede nyo siyang i-kopyahin ang chart na yan and i-paste nyo as is sa inyong Google Docs or Google Slides. Pwede po yan. And say for example, you really want to see the sheets kasi there is a corresponding sheet for that. Na ito na po ang database natin ng mga answers and i-blockin ko po ito para hindi lang makita itong email address kasi that is confidential. But yan, real time na po siya. Ang first column natin, mayroong timestamp kung kailan sinubmit. Tapos, kung ano po yung question nyo, yun din po ang magiging header nyo sa column, no? Kung, like, di ba, nasa instruction, name, first name, yun din po ang nasa pinakataas, then ang gender, and ayan na po lahat ng mga answers. And you can modify as is. And I think that's it for today. Yeah. Sige, Miss Chris. I'll give it back to you. Yun po. Once again, meron po tayo. Kung magtatanong kayo kung saan ang spreadsheet nito nakalagay, doon din po sa very same folder kung saan nyo ginawa ang forms nyo. Or by default, if hindi kayo nag-set ng folder, then nandun po siya sa inyong Google Drive. Sige po, Miss Chris, you can take over.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Josh, for that wonderful insights about Google Forms. So, yes, practice makes perfect. Medyo nakakalito at first, pero pag palagi niyo na siyang ginagawa, like once, twice, nagawa niyo na.
Miss Chris, mukhang nawawala po kayo. I think someone muted you po, Miss Chris. I'm not sure. Narinig ba dyan, JC? Si Miss Chris? Wala no? Miss Chris?
Hi. Hi. There was a technical issue here. So, thank you for that information, sir. And I'm gonna present my screen for the survey and the question, the link to the survey and the question po.
Ay, Miss Chris? Miss Chris, sabay
later
tayo.
na?
Teka lang, sabay tayo kasi ipopost ko din siya kagad sa Facebook para in fairness din naman sa hindi nakapasok sa Google Meet. Or bumalik na ba ang Facebook natin or hindi pa? Sige ha, saglit lang. I will give you the cue ha.
Sige ko.
I'll give you the cue.
Sige.
I think I'm not sure if you can still accept questions, no? Kasi I think gahol tayo alauna na or
dalawa lang questions yung
sige.
nakuha ko so far. So, at first, may limit po ba yung capacity ng G Drive, which you answered na walang limit. Then, another would be from DepEd Isabella. How about security issues? Secured po ba yung Google Forms?
Ay, very good question po. There is no issue po sa security ng Google Forms. Wala pa po nangyari na hacking or whatsoever. Ang nangyari lang po is personal negligence kasi shinare or nag-add ng collaborators, but it is not the fault of Google, but it is the fault of the collaborator. So wala pong issue. Very safe po siya. And as you can actually, if you know, tayo po sa government, we have migrated to a G Suite already, and that's how much we trust Google for our office, for our government.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. What is the difference between add-ons and plugins?
Actually, ang plugins po is in a Google Forms format. Ang meron po sa Google Forms is add-ons. Okay? So sa add-ons, you can choose various functionalities to include or to embed in your forms. But ano yung isa? Plugins. Sa ano po yan? Sa browser nyo po yan. So say for example, there are plugins for various specifics, like hindi limited lang sa Google Forms alone. So plugins is synonymous to extensions po sa Google Chrome.
Okay, and meron pong bago from Arnel Gruspe. Can a form call another form as a subform?
No, hindi po. Not unless how do I put this? Hindi po, basta hindi po siya pwede. Hindi nyo po pwedeng mag-include ng a certain block and then you can call another a separate form. Hindi po. But rather section po within the same form. So basically the answer is no po, hindi pwede.
Okay, thank you. And ito po, sa nagtatanong, can we have a copy of the presentation? Yes, you will be sent a copy. So, one last question po, Sir Jo. May limit po ba yung pag-access? There are several times kasi na hindi na-open ito.
Ano po yon?
Is there a limit sa pag-access ng Google Forms like in one instance? In one setting?
Sige. One limit is number one, hindi na nag-a-allow si yung nagbigay ng answer or nung quiz. So hindi na siya, not accepting responses na siya. So pwede yung one. The second is yun nga, nakalimit lang sa members of your organization. Like sa atin, no, we belong to the certain organization at dict.gov.ph. So hindi ma-access ng iba. na outside ng organization natin, pero sa iba naman magpa-prompt na wala kayong access. So pwede po yan.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Joshua. And I would just like, yes, sorry.
Maka-access. Yung kaninang example, pwede po.
Okay, thank you so much. And a heads up lang sa evaluation, you will be given until tomorrow to complete the evaluation and the quiz. And take note, one take lang to. At saka you need to get at least 7 points or higher to be able to get the certificates. Please take note that it will be given within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The certificates will be given within the next 2 to 3 weeks kasi medyo ano siya, medyo madami-dami. At saka for this instance, around 2,000 or almost 3,000 yung nag-fill up ng attendance. So medyo madami-dami. So kay paano lang. And one more question lang. Pagkano po yung G Suite? I paid a 2 terabyte gig drive storage and would like to know MDM.
Nako po, about po sa pricing, I could not speak in behalf of Google po. Although if you joined the Google Drive webinar last time, it was mentioned there po no kung magkano ang pricing for pricing for how much storage for the G Suite. But in terms of the G Suite for education or G Suite for business, yan ng Google and the organization.
Okay.
So yeah. But sa pricing, you can search naman sa storage capacity.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, yung limit may last nagtatanong, ano pong limit ng responses sa Google Forms? Wala naman.
Ang limit po is sky is the limit. Unlimited po siya.
Okay. Thank you
po.
so
Wala
much.
Pong limit. Let me follow up. Wala po siyang limit not unless yung gumawa ng link ang nag-limit. So pag hindi na siya nag-accept ng responses, then that is the limit. But in terms of the number, wala po siyang limit. Unlimited po siya. And yun po.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we do have upcoming webinars for tomorrow. That would be how to protect your business digitally. Pwede na itong i-screenshot nyo na lang. And tomorrow morning, then another would be at 2 p.m. tomorrow, sensor integration in MicroPython by engineer Diogenes Armando Pascua. And on the 29th, at 2 p.m., we have another webinar for Get Paid Online, Work Offline by Miss Claire Fernandez. So you can just have this screenshot for you to be able to register. And on the 5th of June, we also have another webinar by Ruben Licera about Facebook Marketing 101 for brands and businesses, how to grow a 6-figure business in 3 weeks via Facebook. So don't forget to like our DICT Facebook page at facebook.com/DICTFOOVC2. Thank you so much for all your contribution, and we would like to send our appreciation and recognition to Joshua Eleazar Domen for his contribution and sharing his expertise in today's webinar on learning to create Google Forms for beginners. So don't forget to answer the questions. I would also like to thank our technical working team. First, our director, Engineer Leo Cipriano L. Orbistundo Jr., to Sir George Michael Picardal, Ms. Claire Fernandez, Mr. Joshua Corona, Ms. Mary Luz Magnaye, Ms. Hazel Martinez, Ms. Alanisa Makagaan, Mr. Aris Zeta, Sir Joshua Elizar Domen, our speaker, and of course, yours truly, Mary Chris Maglangit, and all the DICT VC2 staff. So thank you everyone for your active participation. And let's not forget to maximize our time during the community quarantine and invest in additional knowledge by joining other webinars. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.